session of the Arcanoclism. I'm your DM Corey, and we're going to start off today's session with kind of an extended recap since Scott was not with us last week. I want to get him caught up with the campaign, and on top of that, I had some technical difficulties last week, so I'd like to be able to say all these things without you guys missing every third word. So, without further ado, the cataclysm that rocked Neverwinter is all but a figment of the past. Life, the city, its people, the Sword Coast at large have recovered and moved on. Generations come and go without incident, and like all things, it faded into the background before disappearing completely. That was hundreds of years ago. The past several months, a new rumor has surfaced. You've all heard it. Everyone has. You haven't seen it firsthand, and it seems like no one who talks about it has, but supposedly, throughout the Sword Coast, these strange rips in the air have been forming, and disgustingly unnatural creatures have been coming out. We open on a beautiful sunny day in Neverwinter. Late summer, the evening's just starting to become cooler, but today no hint of chill as the warm late summer sun beams through a cloudless sky. A light breeze blows a piece of debris down a bustling street and through a square full of people. The sounds of day-to-day life fill the air. Chatter of townsfolk, the evangelical shouts of merchants and criers, the delighted squeals of children. We continue through the city and past its outskirts. A half-elf walks alone on a well-worn path away from the city, hills rising from the horizon, a farmhouse off in the distance. As he walks, he collects other people along the same road. A halfling, a blacksmith, and an exotic warrior, all headed in the same direction, with the exception of one, all with the same call for help in mind. Help wanted. Strong arm, handy with blade, deep of constitution. Some strange beasts are coming from the woods near my farm and mutilating my livestock. Please help. Mencaf Amhos. Upon arriving at the farm, Mencaf eagerly greets the party and applauds their strength and bravery. He explains that some terrible creature or creatures have been coming out of the Neverwinter woods sporadically to feast on his goats. He's never seen anything like these creatures in the Neverwinter wood, or the entirety of the Sword Coast, come to think of it. As Mencaf showed the party around his meager shack of a home, you heard the creature feasting in the barn. As you moved into the barn, you saw it. The creature is horrible. It first looks to be a wolf as you expected, but the fur is coarse and matted completely to the body in a reddish-brown ichor that drips off and is pooled in a small puddle on the floor of the barn, slowly combining with the blood of the animal it's consuming. It stops eating for just a moment, and as it picks its head up to sniff the air, you notice that it bears no resemblance to any canine head you've ever seen. Bereft of ears, the head is large and mostly mouth, with large eyes on either side. The air reeks of death, and is combined with a smell you've never encountered that almost makes you gag out loud, but you hold back. After felling the monstrosity and collecting payment, Neves led the party back to Neverwinter and towards the Winged Wyvern at the suggestion of Vershad and Borax. Xanalor, you've come to Neverwinter with nothing more than the words of your patron in mind. Make for Neverwinter. Events are about to unfold that will send you hurtling down the path to your goal. Arriving a little under a 10-day ago, you've begun to grow impatient. Nothing has happened yet. No one has any news outside of those rumors you've been hearing of terrifying otherworldly monsters. You've traveled through the city, a day at a time, from tavern to tavern, looking for a sign of what you're supposed to do next. Today, you find yourself at a tavern called the Winged Wyvern in the Protector's Enclave of the city. The sounds of hearty laughter and joviality fill the large mead hall clear above the smoke-stained wooden rafters. Smells of spilled mead, meaty stews, and smoked meats permeate the air around. Several contests of strength are occurring at the tables in the western portion of the hall, while a large crowd is gathered in the east around a burly-looking human and a displeased-looking half-orc, telling tales of their adventures. Behind the bar, to the north in the hall, is a grizzled half-elven male tending the taps. To the side of the bar is a wall splashed with various notices and requisitions postings. Xanalor, what would you like to do in this tavern?
I want to sit off to the side
Okay.
and try to keep an eye out for anybody who seems a little more remarkable than just your ordinary, just nobody in a tavern, and just kind of sit there with my journal and writing notes about what's been going on.
Yeah. What is your passive perception?
I believe it's a 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you kind of observe the tavern, actually, before I go forward any further, Nevis, we spoke off the table. Were you wanting to take that opportunity to drop the party off at the Winged Wyvern and head back to your forge briefly to pick up your stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So, Xanalor, as you observe the tavern, you see a group of 3 adventurers walk in through the door. We're to have you guys describe the characters that Xanalor sees. We'll just start to my right with Stuck.
Alrighty. So, in walking is a fully clad in... Yes, a rabbit.
Fully clad rabbit.
Sweet rabbit.
Individual fully clad in what appears to be segmented leather armor. It is of varying shades of blue with a lotus flower embossed on the front of it. Carrying with him is a glaive. Underneath the armor is what appears to be winter padding. It is thick with furs and just a dark blue color matching the armor. This individual stands slightly taller than your average person at about 7.5 foot, and they have stocky upper torso, like they spend the majority of their time working on upper body strength. Their helmet is fully closed face, and you can see nothing beneath it, not even the eyes. On their back, they carry a rather large and menacing looking glaive, but they seem to carry themselves with a kind of indifferent and gruff disposition.
All right. Borax, why don't you go next?
All right. Next to him, you see a squat little halfling with some brown matted hair. He's just wearing some leather armor with a nice little quarterstaff he's using to walk with. Nothing too much stands out about him except for he is covered with blood, some of it his own, others a horribly smelling mystery blood, I guess.
Is that just at the moment or like all the time?
That's just at the moment.
Okay.
All right. Is that everything, Borax?
Yeah, that's everything.
Okay. All right. Vershad.
All right. Hey. At the moment, you see Vershad speaking with the bartender, talking about trying to get all the trophy heads into a head check and how he can use that for gainful employment. He has piecemeal clothing. His cloak looks to be discarded remnants of unused portions of leather for creating leather armor just sewn together. His hair is very, very wild down to his ears. I'm sorry, down to his shoulders. Mostly gray with a few strands of the original black remaining. His eyebrows, nice and big and bushy. If it wasn't for the fact that you knew he was a half elf, you would have mistaken him for a dire dwarf. Yeah, he looks completely aloof, looking around the room, and eventually you see him sit down after checking the bounty board, beginning to scan the room and just start writing into his journal.
All right. So Xanalor, as this group enters the tavern, you see 2 of them make their way over to the bounty board. One of which the halfling or the half elf has a brief exchange with the barkeep Petroclus Flosham before heading over towards the board himself. As the 3 of them look over the bounty board, you see a fourth, another sort of remarkable person walk in through the door. Neves, why don't you go ahead and describe yourself?
I am a human. Probably the first thing you notice is a little disheveled, even somewhat dirty looking, especially my leather apron, which you might recognize as something that someone who works with fire would use. And it's actually rather burnt, speaking of fire. I've got quite a few burn marks on it from the attempts I've made at performing my craft. I'm human, standard brown hair, brown eyes, The only other thing you might notice is as I turn and look around the room is on my left arm, the left side of my face and left side of my neck. I've got some not too grisly, but definitely noticeable burn scars from an unfortunate smelting accident.
Who hasn't been there?
So Xanalor, you see the blacksmith. He seems to pause for a moment to survey the room before himself heading to the bar. As he arrives, satisfied with what they've seen at the bounty board, the halfling joins the blacksmith at the bar, and the two of them seem to have a fairly long conversation with the barkeep. The half-elf who came in and had that conversation with the barkeep before making his way over to that bounty board eventually winds up surveying the room for himself and sets to work in a journal of some sort. At that point, a large cracking sound, like a tree just outside being struck by lightning, fills every inch of the air. The sound permeates your gut and instills a feeling of unease. Screams erupt from outside in the direction of the Protector's Enclave. Shapes can be seen running past the smudged and smoke-tinted windows of the Winged Wyvern. All around you, the adventurers take up arms and rush out into the city streets. As they cross the threshold into Neverwinter, the sounds of screaming and chaos rise and fall with the closing of the doors. Xanalor, you see as this group of four sort of unique individuals all head out the door, the halfling with his pint in tow. What would you like to do?
I'm going to head out because there's finally something happening.
Okay. All right. This is it. It's the moment you've been waiting for. All right. So you guys go. The five of you head outside and start working your way against the flow of terrified citizens, as you know that whatever they're running for is the thing that you need to be running towards. So you guys make your way through this crowd, and when you arrive near the city, near the center of the Protector's Enclave, where usually there is a large statue of Bahamut that is treated as a shrine to Bahamut in the city, you see instead a portal. A floating amoebic mass of swirling black and purple colors. Around the area, there is a cordon being set up by a cooperation between the Protector's Enclave and the local city watch in the area. You hear members of the Lord's Alliance shouting over the screams of people saying like, "Oh, my family's on the other side," and stuff like that. You hear them shouting, "Lord's Alliance and adventurers only past this point. Citizens, return to your homes." And you see a couple of the Lord's Alliance members give sort of a side-eyed glare to Vershad as you guys approach the.
When's the last paycheck coming?
The Lord's Alliance member goes, "I'm surprised they didn't just throw the gold at you while they kicked you out."
Yeah. There's gold involved. Oh, okay.
A nearby city guard, as you guys come up to the cordon, sort of steps aside to let you through, and informs you that this thing appears to be engulfing the shrine of Bahamut, and that several adventurers have already volunteered and gone inside, but no one's heard anything from them since.
Well, sounds like they got everything taken care of.
All right. Yeah.
I before we get any further, I forgot. I was going to mention that if anybody wanted to, from the previous session, take the benefits of a short rest and whatever you might need to do from there before this, you guys would have had that time at the tavern.
Good, because I needed it.
Yeah.
I'm invincible.
Okay, so sorry, what did you guys say that you're doing?
I was going to ask the party, hey, they said Lord's Alliance and adventurers only. Are we officially adventurers now? Is there a ceremony we go through, or we just, boom, we're it?
Well, we are adventuring.
I'm putting my hands in the small of the back of the two druids and moving them forward towards the Lord's Alliance.
Whoa! I can feel my goddess pushing me towards this portal.
Something about this
My God,
feels
it
so
feels
right.
surprisingly like big meaty hands.
Hey,
Um,
hey, Stoke. You don't need to like sit there and grab. You could just sit there and guide.
With that, I start moving my hand down the small of his back towards a buttocks.
Oh, hey there. Hey.
Great Myaliki, give me your warmth.
I'm following these guys.
Okay, so as you guys get closer to this amoebic mass, it doesn't seem as though it really changes much at all. Like you can't tell, like, is this 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions, I don't know, 4? And as you step forward into the abyss, you find what looks like the bottom of it to be oddly solid. I'm going to change our maps here so that you guys can see now like what the area around you looks like. As you step into this, the Protector's Enclave behind you sort of vanishes. So you find the bottom to be oddly solid. And inside you see all around you like sword blades basically of various sizes and shapes, ranging from like massive like stalactite sized swords down to like daggers and stuff like that are jutting out at odd angles from every surface. You notice as you kind of look around you, you notice a bloodied hand sticking out from behind one of the larger blades.
I immediately look down to see if my hands are still attached.
They are both attached.
All right, cool.
Anyone who wants to go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yep.
I'll take one of these. That's a 16.
12.
Okay.
I got a
Anything.
one.
Also 12.
11.
Vershad, you said you had a 16?
I did.
Okay. Vershad, you find bodies of several adventurers that you recognize from having been at the Winged Wyvern. Their possessions have been left alone entirely, and their bodies all have various like markings on them. Go ahead and make a nature or medicine check, your choice.
I'm gonna take medicine on this one. That will be a 21, 15 plus 6.
Okay, so you notice that these wounds appear to be inflicted by like beaks and tentacles. And as you guys sort of explore around you, you see. Hang on, let me move this over here.
While you're doing that, also there's a guys. Do you remember like squids, like giant squids at all?
Do I remember?
Yeah, like squids are a thing, right?
Never seen one, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and I haven't seen one in my forest.
All right. Well, it looks like squids exist here, and they like to kill things. As I just point towards the dead adventurers.
And as Vershad finishes this statement, you guys look around and you notice that some of the swords that were on the ceiling have detached and flipped themselves over, and underneath it almost looks as though it was a squid, but instead of having the normal squid shaped head, its head is a blade. You see eyes on either side of the blade, and underneath a beak and tentacles hanging off, and again that sort of same reddish brown ichor from the same reddish brown ichor you saw on the monster at Mencap's farm is seeming to drip off of this as well. Let's go ahead, guys, and roll initiative.
Oh man, that's not the kind of squid I ever want to see.
I'm not ready to fight.
A little late for that.
It's like, why did everybody get so quiet? I like lean forward on my my volume control.
Man, thinking about it in terms of us being in a crazy portal, those would be disturbing sounds to hear.
What in the fuck in Cthulhu is going on here?
All right.
Okay.
Poor little man.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Ken's not happy.
I demand the attention. Screw your D&D.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and give me 20 to 25. All right.
Crickets.
I had a 21.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. 15 to 20.
15.
All right. 10 to 15.
11.
All right. 5 to 10.
7.
6.
All right. So up first is going to be Borax. And Neves, you are on deck as the next player character.
All right, I am going to be using my short bow.
Okay.
I'll be firing at that squid right there.
The one to the right.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is an 11 plus something. 11 plus 3, 14.
14 will hit.
All right, and that is 4 plus 3. That'll be 7. 7 piercing.
Okay. All right. Any
And
movement or anything you'd like to do?
not. Nope, no movement. I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. This one is going to move this way. This one is going to move here. Yeah, right there. So let's see here. One is going to make an attack against Xanalor, and the other one an attack against Borax. So that's a 10 to hit you, Xanalor. Does that hit?
No.
No. Okay. Actually, wait. Are you medium sized?
I believe so.
Okay. It actually has advantage.
I'm a
That's
half
a
elf.
15.
That'll hit.
15 does hit. Okay, so you'll take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
And this thing actually attaches to your head. Its tentacles wrap around your head, and you are blinded. And you're finding it's a very difficult to breathe while this thing is attached to your face. It feels like it's sort of choking you, or smothering you. Okay. All right. And then against Borax, that is also a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
That will hit. Okay. So you're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage, and the creature attaches to your face as well.
Oh, Jesus. And just to be clear, we didn't level up, right?
Correct. No, you guys are still level 1.
Okay.
I need to.
Someone died.
No, I forgot to make Sean's token invisible. Okay. That brings us to Nevis.
All right, I am going to cast Sacred Flame at the one that is got its tentacles around Xanalor, I believe that is.
Okay.
So it's a Dex with a DC of 14.
Okay. All right. That is a dirty 20.
All right. That'll do it for me. I'm not going to move or anything.
Okay. Stock, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna whip out the great sword that I have with me.
Okay.
It looks like an oversized katana, and smack the one immediately in front of me.
All right. Go and roll a hit.
What do I get with that? Okay. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
A 15 will hit.
All right. And That is going to be 14 slashing damage.
Wow. Okay.
And with that, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to go
Okay.
back there.
All right. You see this sword creature that's attached to Borax's face. Its tentacles are still fully wrapped around the back of Borax's head, but the blade of it, instead of being like diagonally upwards away from it, is like sagging down. This creature is very not feeling good. Vershad, you're up.
All right. So all I'm going to do for this turn is I'm going to cast the cantrip Produce Flame into my hand.
Okay.
And make it look like I'm gearing up a firebolt, and I'm going to scream to the one that is attacking Borax and says, "Let him go, and you won't feel this." And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make an intimidation check?
All right, straight roll. 10. I was 10 intimidating.
Okay. All right. Xanalor, you are up. You can, as an action, try to detach this thing from your face.
Can I like cast something that I have to speak? Or no, because it's in my mouth.
There's actually a thread on this is as long as there's a vacuum, you have a chance.
Let's just try to detach myself.
Okay. I would say you could, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a strength check.
That's not great. 9.
Yeah, you're unable to get this thing off of your face. You're pulling, and you hear the tentacles and the cups like you hear the pulling noise, and you also feel the skin on your face as the sort of suction cups on the tentacles like are ripping.
Ow.
Yeah. All right. That brings us back up to Borax. And I just realized that I forgot to give Xanalor an opportunity to describe his character.
I was about to ask you that, or I was typing that. I thought it was because I wasn't noticed before we left.
We'll say that.
Let's say that.
Yeah.
I can't see it anyway because you're wrapped up in a Cthulhu monster.
Okay, so I've got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be up to your discretion. I have Primal Savagery, which
Mhm.
lets me grow my fingernails out. Would I be able
Right.
to grab onto them and then use Primal Savagery? Grab onto the tentacle holding my face.
What is primal savagery?
My primal magic causes my teeth and fingernails to sharpen, ready to deliver a 1d10 attack.
This is a cantrip,
It's a
correct?
cantrip. Yep.
Yeah.
And the casting time is an action, right? So
Yes.
you could do this, but it's going to be your action to try to grapple the thing first. To like get a good hold on it.
Yeah.
So you would be able to do it if you grappled it. You'd be able to do it next turn then.
I'm just gonna try to rip free then.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
Wriggle out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 17, probably minus something. Minus 1, 16.
All right. Yeah, you are free of the terrifying squid monster. Would you like to move?
Yes. I'd like to try to just kind of do like a somersault backwards out of there.
Okay. It's going to try to make a attack of opportunity on you. It's going to be a 14.
That matches my armor class.
Okay. Meets it, beats it. So as you like pull this thing off and you set yourself to roll away, one of the tentacles like latches out and the thing like kind of rolls with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you back there. And this thing is back stuck to your face.
Oh well, I am also limp inside of his clutch.
That's it did four bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I had 1 hit point.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. All right. Well, luckily this isn't like the creature in that plant in Tomb of Annihilation, so you don't just die.
Yellow musk creeper.
Yes. All right.
R.I.P. Geth.
So at the end of Borax's turn, you see him like rip this thing off his face and like try to dodge out of the way, and it like reaches back out for him, and you see it.
My only
basically-
regret is trying to move.
You basically see this sort of tentacle monster like tackle almost Borax to the ground, and you'd see Borax not moving, but only for an instant, as all of a sudden this creature here creates a area of darkness around it, like an inky blackness. Whoops. That was
That's some blackness right there.
too much inky blackness.
That is like, I just shit my pants dark.
Let me fix this here. Okay, it's a... Okay. So that's going to be... Yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, yeah, we'll do it like this. I'm going to show you guys this. Anything inside that yellow aura is pitch black.
Would my produce flame add to that at all?
No. It says no natural light can illuminate it.
But this is magical light.
Right, but it's from a flame still.
Oh, okay.
You use magic means to produce a flame.
Magic flame.
All right. So that's going to be that one's turn. This one, the one that is attached to Xanalor, Xanalor is going to make another attack on you, try to crush you more.
I bet I go down.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And that is going to be 4 bludgeoning damage.
It's exactly enough.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Accidental TPK.
Right. All right.
This is Tomb of
Nevis.
Annihilation shit right here.
Level 1. Level 1.
Level dead.
Fight
Let
a
me introduce you to
CR5
Borax B Speaker Jr.
Let's fight that CR5 gladiator.
Did you hear me, Nevis? You're up.
Oh, I didn't hear my name. Sorry.
That's okay. No worries.
Well, I'm still going to try what I was going to do anyway because I think it'll be most beneficial.
Okay.
Is even though I can't see the squiddy that onto, I want to try to cast Toll the Dead at it.
Okay.
With
Yeah,
disadvantage, I assume.
No, because it's a saving throw.
Oh,
Not
that familiar with that one yet.
I think it's
Okay,
a Constitution saving throw.
Wisdom.
It is a Constitution
Wisdom.
saving throw.
Okay.
Wisdom. Yeah, it's a saving throw.
Wisdom. All right, that is a 12.
You did not make it.
All right, so that is a D8, I believe, since it has not been damaged yet. This one.
The one by Borax?
Oh, sorry. No, yeah. Wrong one. Yes, that's a D12 then.
Yes. I was waiting for that. Ouch. Just a 3.
Okay. That is actually, I mean, you can't see it, but that's actually enough.
All right, so I don't see it go down, so I don't know that there's an attempt that can be made to stabilize Borax, but it doesn't matter because that was my action anyway. So
Right.
I will stand here in the dark and hope nobody touches me.
All right. Stock, you're up.
All
You'll be
right.
Boy
next.
Scouts.
So here, I wouldn't know that one's dead. Because Inky, well, would I have heard death screeches from this thing or no?
Actually, now that I'm reading more, sorry. as it dies, the darkness evaporates. So actually, Nevis, you do see that it is dead.
And I see my fire again.
Actually, while I was also reading that, because your produce flame is a spell of 2nd level or lower, the produce flame was actually destroyed.
Well,
Yay.
fuck.
It was dispelled. All right. So yeah, Stock. That's what you see now. You see Xanalor down with a thing on its face, and you see Borax down with a squid creature inexplicably dead next to it.
Okay, well, that being said, I'm going to swap over to my glaive.
Okay.
And take a cleave at the one northward.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack.
That is 17 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is 8 slashing damage.
All right. Very good. If you don't want to move at all, then Vershad, it is your turn.
All right. Now that I see my pal Borax on the ground and I can't attack with my flame because no matter what, it was going to cancel out any spell I could possibly cast at level 1, I'm going to do a medicine check to see if I can stabilize Borax.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's a natural 1.
All right.
For 7.
You are making it worse.
Oh, yeah.
Don't put your finger in that hole.
All right.
I have to take his temperature. You have to do it through the beehole.
Xanalor, you're up. Go ahead and make a death saving throw, I guess.
Death is which? There's no modifier.
Right.
12.
Okay, that's a success.
That's 1.
What was that, Dad?
I said that's one good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Borax, you are up. Please make a death saving throw.
14.
All right, that is a success.
See, he doesn't have well, he's got a finger, but he doesn't have a fever.
All right. The creature, it detaches itself from Xanalor. Yeah, detaches itself from Xanalor, and then it's going to also create that darkness area around it. So it disappears into the inky blackness, and it's actually going to move away. Neves, you have an opportunity attack. If you'd like to use it, it will be rolled with a disadvantage since you can't see the creature anymore.
Would I be able to, since I don't believe it uses an action, would I be able to use the Blessing of the Forge? Well, of course, I don't know that he's too far away for melee now, isn't he?
No, so like basically it leaving your range provokes the attack, so you would have a melee attack on it.
Okay, and the answer about the domain ability?
Let me explain. I'm gonna say no, because this is a reaction, not like a full like action that you get. Reaction is typically just a melee attack unless you have feats that grant other things.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Then I want to try casting Sacred Flame at it then.
Do you have? So you do not have the Warcaster feat. So as a reaction, you can only make a melee attack with your mace.
Gosh.
The Warcaster feat allows you to cast spells as reactions as well.
Okay. These rules are sucking. I'm just telling you that.
that one's always been there. We just haven't run into it yet.
Gotcha. All right. So a melee attack with disadvantage.
Correct.
Wow. I guess I'll have to go with the 2 instead of the 17. So that's a 6.
A 6. Okay. So yeah, you see the darkness and you take an opportunity to just swing out with your mace, and you wind up you don't hit anything. With that, Nevis, it is actually your turn now, though.
I get an opportunity attack also.
Oh yeah, sure do. All right, roll with disadvantage.
That is not going to be that great at a 10.
10 misses. Now it's your turn, Nevis.
All right. I guess now I will. Yeah, I want to give this a try. So I'm going to use the Blessing of the Forge.
Okay.
And I touch my mace ever so gently.
Yeah.
And then it becomes the +1, and I want to like move to where I thought the creature was, because I'm obviously I can't hear it or anything.
Right.
All right, so I'm just going to take a step forward.
Okay.
And hoping that I'm close enough to the creature to hit it.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll to attack with disadvantage.
That would be a 15.
A 15 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice. So the 6. 5 bludgeoning.
Okay.
That's
all
my
right.
action.
Very good. Stock, you're up. Vershad, you're on deck.
All right. Well, seeing the darkness fleeing, I shall take a customary step forward. And I'm going to try and smack him in the dark.
As one does. All right, roll with disadvantage.
That is not going to hit. I rolled the same thing with an 11.
11 does hit.
Oh, well, 11 does hit.
Just barely.
Or let me double check that. Yep, it's an 11. Okay. So that is a total of 10 slashing damage.
All right. As you stab into the darkness with your glaive, the darkness disappears. And at the end of your glaive, dead squid monster. By the way, guys, I am not going to be naming some of these creatures, these sort of monstrosities. It's going to kind of fall to you guys to figure out the naming conventions for these monsters. Call them what you will based on their descriptions or what have you.
Weird squid.
Cthulhu, motherfucker.
All right. So that being said, you have two compatriots who are currently bleeding out, and 2 dead squid monsters on the ground.
I'm going to continue to try to stabilize Borax.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, and because you do eventually stabilize him.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else want to do anything?
Same.
Yeah, I would like to try and stabilize Zanalor.
Okay. Same thing. Over some time, you do wind up stabilizing him. I think the death saving throw success has probably extended that time a little bit for you guys. And I think even taking 10 would be enough to get you there, which is not as big a thing as taking 20.
So do I just take 3 successes, or what do I do?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's going to take him... He's going to be stabilized, but he won't return to consciousness for 8 hours, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
I'm going to investigate squid things.
Okay.
While that happens, can I search the belongings of the dead adventurers to see if there's like potions or healing so we can wake them up?
Okay. Let me look something up really quick. Mike, what are you investigating? Or sorry, Stock, what are you investigating?
I'm just overall looking at their anatomy, trying to get a better understanding of what they are, if they have any kind of vulnerabilities, and where this darkness is emanating from.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a. So this is like basically you like trying to figure out these monsters a little bit.
Yep.
Go and roll a nature check.
Alrighty.
Vershad, you find on one of the adventurers a healer's kit.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to take that. That's going to be mine now.
And 2 potions of healing. I know it seems a little on the nose, but it wasn't supposed to happen that way.
Rolled a 17, by the way.
Okay. So as far as like where the darkness comes from, does Stock have any experience with marine life form in any way?
more northerly marine life form, so it is possible.
Okay. So as you kind of like poke around on this thing, you do see like next to its beak, is like a squishy spot, and when you poke the squishy spot, like some like little darkness like wisps out of it.
Okay.
Sort of like it's like an ink sac, but instead of ink, it's dark.
Bottle it.
What's
All
that?
right.
Bottle it.
So, first and foremost, since I worked with Borax, I know he's going to make it. I'm going to first feed a potion to Xanalor.
Okay.
And there's 2, there's 5, and that will regain 7 hit points.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then for Borax, it'll be 2, 6, 8 hit points.
Okay.
And I'll expend my 2 potions of healing.
Yes. And I am learning lessons all the time about balancing combat. Okay, so with that, Borax and Xanalor, you guys come to.
That was me.
Xanalor, why don't you go ahead and describe for the party who it is they see?
Yeah. So I'm about 6 feet tall, not 5'11". I'm 6 feet tall, not 5'11".
What's your
I'm,
NBA height?
6'6". I'm a half elf, kind of a slight build, kind of paler skin. I wear an eye patch over one eye, clean shaven with really long, thin, like white blonde hair that's like clearly been bleached, and you can kind of see at the roots. It's naturally like very dark. And the eye that you can see is like a bright pale blue, and there's like really dark and heavy bags around the eyes or eye. Like looks like he hasn't slept in a very long time. Wears black leather armor and like a hooded cloak, and that clothing is like really ornate and looks like it was really, really fancy when it was new, but it's been a long time since it was new. So it's like worn and fraying at the ends, and there was like this kind of gold leaf patterning to it that's kind of been rubbed out, so you can only see it a little bit. Then there's a red crystal on a silver chain around my neck that seems kind of interesting.
Does that contain my soul?
Yes.
I knew it. Oh, the camera unlocked.
Oh my God, Scott's camera is on. Holy shit.
I approve this message.
This is awesome. I love also that you are full on wearing a eye patch on stream. It's fantastic. All right. Okay. So with that, you guys are able to sort of continue through this this portal. As you travel through, you guys, it seemed like the back end of the portal, so to speak, like where you guys came in at. It was almost like it was semi-opaque, right? Where you couldn't see outside, but the light from normal world was still there. But as you proceed forward away from that, you lose that light and you're engulfed in darkness. Your eyes adjust and you see in the distance a large gray shape, and you see it is the statue of Bahamut. And as you guys move closer to it, you actually see that it is it's moving, and it as you guys approach, it actually like swings its tail at you. I know it hasn't been long, but let's roll initiative again. Unless you guys want to keep the same initiative, I'll just roll the new monster into it.
I think I could do better than a 6.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll re-roll.
I did.
I did much better.
Not me.
Nope.
I did worser.
All right. If it helps, if it makes you feel any better, I did not roll as well for the monster this time. All right. Let's go 20 to 25.
21.
All right. 15 to 20.
17.
19.
All right. 10 to 15.
11.
Okay. All right, and then Nevis, what'd you get?
Niner.
Niner. All right.
Point of order. Should we have set a marching order while approaching this thing and filtering through the
Yeah,
portal?
you guys can rearrange yourselves. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'm going to be behind the guy who grabbed my ass. So that he can't grab my ass.
I'm gonna be right up there with Nevis.
Okay.
Yeah, Borax is also hanging to the back because he's a little weary about, dying 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Are you
Yes.
covered in more blood now?
Here, I'll take one step to the side.
What kind of damage was it?
It was bludgeoning damage.
Internal
sort of.
blood.
Yeah, I mean like your ears and nose probably bleeding a little bit from your
The
head being
entire
crushed.
time I'm doing my secondary exam, it's like, does it hurt right here? What about right here? Is this okay?
If you're touching anywhere, the answer is yes, it hurts.
All right, I think you almost died.
All right. Vershad, go ahead. You were up first. Borax, you're on deck.
All right. It swung its tail at us. I'm assuming it's not friendly, but I don't have anything that I can immediately attack with, so I'm going to produce flame again.
Okay.
And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to hold it like I'm about to sit there and put out a Kamehameha wave next turn, and that'll be it.
All right, Borax, you're up. Xanalor, you're on deck.
All right, I am going to step out and fire my arrow at the statue.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
That is, a 19 plus something. 22.
Okay. That will hit.
All right, and that is 9 damage.
Very nice.
All right, and then I'm going to kind of meekly step back to the side and kind of crouch down a little.
All right. Xanalor, you're up.
All right, I'm going to step over here and then cast Eldritch Blast.
Nice.
21 to hit.
That hits.
And 10 damage.
Wow. I think you're cheating. What does your Eldritch Blast look like?
Do you want to see my dice? It's kind of like wild lightning from like a black and white movie. Like it's like curiously devoid of color.
Okay. All right. With that, it is now the turn of the statue of Bahamut. It is going to take a step forward to Nevis and Stock, and it's going to make 2 attacks. It's going to make 2 slam attacks, one towards Nevis and one towards Stock. Towards Nevis, that is going to be a 10 to hit, and towards Stock, that is a 15.
That's gonna hit.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Stock, that's going to be 9 bludgeoning damage.
Jeez.
All right. That brings us to you, Stock. Nevis, you are on deck.
All right. Well, I don't like that one bit. So I'm going to be whipping out the greatsword, and I'm just going to go ham on this thing.
Okay.
That is a total of, I have to learn my numbers again, 18.
That'll hit.
That is 12 slashing damage.
Very nice.
And I'm going to move myself around this way.
Okay. All right.
That was only 15, so I want to go a little further. I'll go right there.
Okay. Sounds good. Nevis, you are up.
No, my human shield.
Nevis, you're up. You are currently flanking with Stock. I'm really struggling with player character names there.
They're new.
All right. I was going to try something different, but I think since my mace is still imbued with the
Yep.
blessing, I will try to make a melee attack with it.
Okay.
You saw I'm flanking, so I get advantage.
Yes.
Oh, good thing too. How about a 15?
A 15 will hit.
It's a 16. I forget about the addition of the.
Yes, that'll hit.
All right, so that is going to be 7 bludgeoning damage.
All right. Sounds good. That brings us to Vershad.
All right. I imagine that this guy's not alive since he's a statue.
Correct.
So I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to throw fire at him.
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Yep. That is a 17 plus 6 for 23.
Nice. That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. 1d8 fire damage. 2 fire damage.
All right.
Averaging 1 damage a round right now.
So you hit this statue with this fire, and it like rears back, sort of like you've seen horses do when they get spooked. And then Borax, it is your turn. Xanalor, you're on deck.
All right. When I saw Stock take off, I kind of started running with them.
Okay.
Over to the side right here, and I'm gonna shoot another arrow at the statue.
Okay.
That is an 8 plus 3. That's an 11.
That will miss.
All right.
All right. Xanalor, you're up.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Roll to hit.
And I just threw my dice over, so I have to use a different one. 14 to hit.
14 will just barely miss.
Okay.
All right. With that, the golem is up. It's going to, again, spread some wealth there. It's going to use a tail attack at Stock behind him and like kind of another slam attack with its hand at Nevis. However, it does have disadvantage because of the fire. So that's going to be a 14 towards you, Nevis. Does that hit?
Does not.
All right. And then Stock, that's double 4s. I think you're safe now. All right. Stock, you are up. Nevis, you are on deck.
All right. Rinse and repeat. I'm going to go ham on this thing again with my greatsword.
With advantage.
Which I will take. That is an 18 to hit.
That does hit.
Yeah, that is total of 10.
10. All right. Nevis, you're up.
Well, just because I'm in the mood to try new things, I would like to try to use the cantrip Word of Radiance on your Bahamut statue. It is a con save of 14.
Okay. Let's see what he's got. That's not going to do it. Nope.
All right. I uttered a divine word, and a burning radiance erupted from me.
Is the word radiance itself?
Yes.
Nice.
And he's, bummer. Where's Savage Attacker when you need it? And that is only 1 radiant damage.
All right. He takes the radiance, and it hurts him radiantly.
That's me.
All right.
If it's a longer word, does it hurt more?
That brings us to Vershad. Borax, you're on deck.
All right. I'm going to cycle around a little bit.
Okay.
While producing another flame. And, that's the reason why I can't move as I'm on ruler right now. So we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go. And I got another Kamehameha wave loaded up.
Okay. All right. Borax, you're up. Xandalore, you're on deck.
Okay.
You appear to be muted.
Sorry, I was describing how I was moving that amount of feet, and then
Okay.
casting Cure Wounds on stock.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right, so that's 1d8 plus 2. That's 5 plus 2, so you get 7 hit points back.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
I need to keep my human shield alive.
Yes. That brings us to Xanalore. Stock, you are on deck for the next player character.
Eldritch Blast, 19 to hit.
Does hit.
And 5 damage.
All right. Okay. So now the golem is up again. I guess it's kind of a golem. Doesn't really follow those rules too well. Okay. It's going to again make attacks towards Nevis and Stock. Nevis, that's going to be an 18 to hit. Stock. Let me stop hitting that dice. Okay, an 18 to hit also.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see, towards Nevis. Neves, you're catching 6 bludgeoning damage, and Stock, you're catching 5.
Ouchie.
Yes, Stock, you are up. Nevis, you're on deck.
All right. I give what could only be perceived as a dirty look over to Borax for touching me. But with that, I'm whipping out the greatsword and smacking at him again.
Okay, still with advantage.
That is 18 plus stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That is, wow, total of 6. I rolled 2 ones on damage die.
All right, Nevis, you're up.
All right, going to try a melee attack with the mace again.
All right, with advantage.
That is a nat fucking 20.
Count it.
All right.
That's going to be 9 bludgeoning.
9 bludgeoning. Okay. Did you double the dice value, or did
Yes,
you?
I did.
Okay.
And then I added the +3.
Okay. Okay. This thing is looking real beat to hell, by the way. Like, pieces are crumbling off of it left and right. Vershad, you're up.
All right, I'm going to throw the Kamehameha wave again, and I'm going to try to get one of his wings so he starts spinning around a little bit. See if I can get him off his attacking strategy.
Okay.
That was, gotta re-roll that because it fell off the table. There we go. That's a 9 plus 6 for 15.
15 will just barely hit.
But it still hits. Above a 2. Come on. Above a 2. Another 2.
Okay. You do hit it in the wing, and it does cause it to kind of whirl around. Borax, you're up.
I am going to smack his tail with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Is this with advantage or?
If you take 1 step to your right, it is.
Interesting. I might as well then.
Yeah. So yes.
Okay, that is a 19 minus 1, so that is an 18.
That will hit.
All right, that's a +1 anyways. And that is 5 damage.
All right, that is just enough. Borax, describe how you defeat this stone statue with your wooden quarterstaff.
Like I said, I just smack it on its tail. I come down really hard and I just go boink.
So you guys watch as Borax hits this large stone statue with his admittedly tiny quarterstaff, and he hits it, and nothing happens for just a second. But then you hear the sound of stone cracking. You hear the sound of stone cracking as fractures begin working their way up the tail through the statue, and the statue crumbles.
Ancient halfling secret.
Hey, does this mean that we're officially disciples of Tiamat now? We'll worry about this later.
All right. As let's see here. I'm going to have Stock, Vershad, and Nevis. Guys, go ahead and make a perception check for me. Just you three, though.
Would my passive of 14 not be enough?
Because of how high your passive is why you're allowed to make this roll.
That makes sense.
Perception.
21.
Yes, perception.
11.
22. All right, Stock and Nevis, you guys, just for a moment, see a brief visage of an enormous being in the depths of this anomaly. But as you're seeing that and this statue is crumbling, the portal around you starts to destabilize. It starts wavering extra quickly, and you see rips forming through it where sunlight's pouring back through, and all of a sudden it just dispels. And you guys find yourselves standing in the square in the Protector's Enclave where the Shrine of Bahamut normally stands, and the statue is shattered around your feet. It's in crumbles on its pedestal. As you guys look around, you see the cordon still being around. The bodies of the people that were inside the portal are now laying on the ground. And the Lord's Alliance guards come running up to you, and they say, they point their spears and their swords at you, and they say, "Lay down your weapons."
Hold on. I used to be one of what happens, and I just want to sit there and say they made us do it.
Lay down your weapons, or you will be attacked.
I immediately drop my weapons.
At the request of Stuart Niels Mayer, you are to be sequestered for questioning. Lay down your weapons.
If I had weapons, I'd lay them down. As I pull out my quarterstaff, all I have is my walking stick, and I'm waving it around.
Nevis, you said you're not laying down your weapons?
No, it's not Nevis the layer downer. It's Nevis the wielder.
Oh, I thought it was Nevis the welder. Oh.
I'm gonna walk out towards whoever seems to be in charge with my hands out.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need
Borax
to take.
is laying down every single one of his weapons. He just pulled out another one and laying it down, pulling out each arrow, laying it down.
Is he clipping out his fingernails as well?
Nope. That's a secret weapon.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yes.
I probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
The power was in him all along.
I look at the guard that's screaming at me to drop my weapon, and I ask him if he could be so fucking obtuse that he doesn't realize that we're the ones that stopped whatever was happening here, and we're not the enemy. We'll go talk to your jackass, whatever charlatan his name was, but don't fucking act as if I'm the fucking bad guy here.
What he said.
And you wouldn't separate an old man from his walking stick, because I'm still waving it around.
All right, so you guys, the captain, he looks you over for a moment. He says,
Yeah, well, as Nevis was talking, I'm basically standing up to my full height and letting my arms drop just a hair so I don't look as stocky, but longer.
Seeing how he misread the room, Borax says, yeah, me neither. And he slowly starts putting his weapons back on him.
I'd be more than happy to holster my weapon and not present myself as a threat to anyone, but no, you can't have it.
The captain of the guard says, very well. There is not enough evidence to show that you are in fact the perpetrators. So you will be brought before the Steward of Neverwinter, and you will be made available for questioning.
In regards to what?
In regards to the events that have transpired.
That's not a charge. I know this because I work for you guys. I know you have. Am I being detained?
No, you're being sequestered.
I don't understand the difference.
You're being brought in for questioning. You're not being arrested.
So I'm being detained.
That's basically what that means, yes.
Essentially.
Yeah, all right. Well, I say we go.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Let's get it over with.
Yeah.
Captain of the Assets, take me where you need to.
Yeah, by the way, will there be a potty break on the way over there?
No.
It's okay, I can hold it.
All right. So you guys are brought. You guys are brought to the chambers of the steward. Neves, you know, as someone who is someone who lives in Neverwinter, there is no longer a king of Neverwinter that sort of died with the now infamous sort of rule of Daggelt Neverember. Ever since Daggelt Neverember's deposition as Open Lord of Waterdeep and eventual disgrace as King of Neverwinter, as Lord of Neverwinter, the crown has gone through stewardship since. There has not been a new king named. The current steward is Steward Niels Mayer. You know him mostly from sort of his involvement with Chamber of Commerce type things that you are at least made aware of, if not in person, then by Aldine. But you guys are brought to his chambers. They're not super lavish. This is still the building was created to not be ostentatious because this is someone who is taking care of Neverwinter and should be representing Neverwinter's best interests, rather than a king who is essentially there to listen to people, but essentially gain their improve their power and scope of influence.
I look around for Boromir and Faramir.
Oh man, did they already kill Sean Bean?
Instead, you just see a hobbit singing songs in the corner.
Yeah, Dan Took.
So you guys are brought before Stuart Mayer, and he asks you, so what is it you can tell me about what transpired?
Well, first of all, your statue attacked us.
Hold on. I can do this. It all started like it was just yesterday. And I was just minding my own business, walking down this road, and then I see this guy right here. And then Borax sat there and said, well, how do you feel about being big damn heroes? I just go through the entire story in completely inane details.
What's the
And then it just
steward's
says like,
name
and
again?
then we were told that we have to talk to you. And now we're here.
What's the steward's name again?
The steward's
Niels
name
Bohr.
is Niels Mayer.
Niels Bohr.
Mayor?
Correct, yes. Spelled as the current name that we give our rulers of townships.
What's he look like again?
He's a human man. He has sort of sandy blonde hair. He's of average size and build. His robes are nice, but again, not ostentatious. They're not adorned in gold filigree or anything like that. He does have he has like a chain around his neck, sort of a thick chain that goes beneath his robes, and a slightly more than modest size ring on his finger that has his sigil on it, used for official letters and whatnot.
All right, so I'm not like the group spokesman or anything, but I think I can give you a better synopsis of what happened than my drug addict friend here.
That would be much appreciated. Thank you.
We were in the Winged Wyvern. We heard a commotion. We ran towards where everyone else was running away from. We see a portal. with no regard to our own safety, we jump in.
May I interrupt you for a moment? Sorry.
Absolutely.
This portal. So what did this look like?
Yeah.
We walked around the corner and there was this swirling vortex of purple and black shit hanging in the air, and we like fools ran into it.
I told you this exact thing.
And so again, just to clarify, this portal was already there when you arrived on the scene.
That's what made the people start screaming. That caused us to leave the winged wyvern in the first place. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do
we had a
any of us
discussion.
look capable enough to make a portal like that?
We've had nothing like this in the city under my advisement. So I make no assumptions. However, your story is thus far lining up with what the Lord's Alliance members have told me. What happened next? Please continue.
We killed some baddies in there, and next thing we know, the portals disappeared. The statues crumbled, which we apologize for, but it was trying to kill us. And there may or may not have been some sort of malevolent figure that disappeared with the portal. Not really sure what we saw because, battle haze, portal haze.
Purple haze.
Purple haze, yeah. I was looking for that, but couldn't think of it.
You described there being baddies. I'm going to need you to go into more depth about that. But first, what happened to the other adventurers who were in there? The square is now littered with corpses. What happened?
Well,
Unfortunately,
I
they were
assume they
dead
died
while
like
we got
me.
there.
Yeah. So there are these, you've heard of squids, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they got the beaks and they got the tentacles. Well, when they attacked us, they took two of my guys over here and they sat there and gave them a big old squid hug until they passed out.
Due to the investigation I made of the squids, I expound on that in excruciating detail about these squids and their ichor sacs.
Okay, that's good because he was going to be very confused as to why aquatic creatures were able to attack you in the city, which is on land. So that does answer some of his questions. So you're saying that these sword squid monsters are responsible for the deaths of the other adventurers?
Yeah.
Most likely.
How is it that there are so many slash marks into them when almost all of us only have blunt weapons?
Borax looks down at his hands and starts whistling.
I say,
Mind you, I have a great sword and a glaive on me right now.
Right.
Yeah, do you really think that one guy would do that repeatedly?
So you claim that the statue of Bahamut attacked you. Can you expound on that a bit more?
No, because that's it. The statue of Bahamut attacked us.
The stone statue came to life and attacked us.
Yes.
Simple as that.
He was really afraid of fire.
And what happened when you defeated this statue?
You summoned us here.
Yeah. Like I told you the story. Why do you keep on asking us the same question?
How did you get back to the square?
I don't know if we ever left.
I have a hypothesis, and this might be my most real answer.
The portal dissipated.
Yeah. Well, that was it.
Bendy, quiet.
Well, I was going to sit there and say that the statue.
Yeah, I know you were going to sit there, so just sit there.
I just take one of my gloved fingers, which is unusually large, and just stick it over his mouth like that.
Well, when we destroyed the statue, it must have made a portal stable.
One of Jay's characters likes licking the palm, so I'm assuming this one will do.
No, this is that was a gnome thing to do.
He's gonna suck on it instead.
All right. The steward he kind of looks off in the distance, rubbing his chin. He says, "All right, I need to bring in some other advisors to discuss what you've presented to us today. Would you be able to remain here in a sitting room for a brief period of time while we discuss?"
Is that
got any food?
Necessary?
Yes, we can make some food available.
And I'm more than happy to stay here.
What about a bathroom?
I will have someone tend to that for you. Yes.
So they're gonna bring the pot to me? Wouldn't be what?
So the four of you are led to a sitting room. Vershad, you are led to a bathroom, or an outhouse, I suppose. We haven't really ever discussed, some
Plumbing?
fantasy Renaissance plumbing. You go to the bathroom, wherever that happens to be, is where it was meant to go. But I'm not sure at this time what that is. Then once you're done, you're brought into the sitting room. The five of you are sitting there. The room is pretty. Again, not ostentatious, but nice. The chairs are not ripped. The upholstery is pretty decent. Nevis, you recognize that the craftsmanship here is pretty good. There's a fireplace that has a small fire lit in it as it's daylight, but it's just easier to keep one going than it is to continuously start one.
Are you trying to squeeze one out? Is that Bendy?
No, that one wasn't me.
And you guys, about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes goes by, and someone does come back and summons you once again to the steward's chambers. There are a couple other people sitting at sort of a head table while you guys are brought into the room, but there's some chairs that have been sat out for you guys now, no longer being sort of sequestered. You're now being addressed. So Stewart motions to the chairs as he stands up when you guys are led into the room.
I'll take a seat.
I'm going to sit there and turn the chair around like it's Captain America doing a PSA.
That's all of his characters.
So the steward he allows you guys a moment to sit down, and he says, after some deliberation, we have come to the conclusion that not only are you not responsible for what has happened in the square and to our beloved statue of Bahamut, but you are to be commended for your acts of selflessness and bravery.
What?
So
Thank you. But we did break the statue, though.
Is there any reward?
It's good that you should ask that. We should probably begin putting this on the record. What are your names? Nevis, I recognize you from the city, but the rest of you, you are not known to me.
First off, offensive. I used to work for you.
You worked for the Lord's Alliance.
I worked in a lot of places.
Are you going to give me your name?
Oh,
Give me your name or I will.
Yeah. My name's Bendy. I used to work in the mailroom.
And I'm Vash the Stampede.
Borax, he looks to you as someone is sort of scribing these names.
My name is Borax, Bee Speaker.
And
or
then
you just call me Borax.
Stock,
or Bo,
they
or
look
Rax,
to you as well.
Or Bee Speaker.
Okay. All right. Regarding your reward, you are each to be granted 5 gold each, as well as anyone who requires it will be allowed to. You will be put up in the sort of the Stewart's Breeze home. There is a home in a few blocks from here in the Protector's Enclave where anyone who would like to may stay there free while we continue to investigate this. In case your services or questions are needed to be answered again. The building is already furnished. You will not need to bring in anything other than your own possessions that you currently carry. You may be brought in again for questioning or visited by other members of prominent seats in the city, such as the Mages College will probably be quite interested in what you have to say.
Wait. The Mages College?
The Mages College of Neverwinter, yes.
Oh, cool.
You have any idea, sir, if this is going to take quite a while? I do have a business to get back to at some point in time.
Nevis, as I stated before, since you live in Neverwinter, you are not required to stay in the Breeze home. However, it would be appreciated if you would not leave the city.
I think I could probably stay with these guys for a little while longer.
All right.
How many other individuals are in the room besides the Neil and the scribe?
The there are two people. There are three people at the head table. There is the steward, one of the other members who also has one of those sort of thick chains. They are scribing, and the other member again also has those thick chains on, and is just sort of sitting in as audience.
Okay, so I'm looking at Neil and going, and who are these other individuals with you?
These are other members of the of my advisory board. They were merely here to discuss what we should do going forward. Your dealings will likely be with myself or a envoy of the Mages College, should one present themselves.
I just nod.
All right, so with that being said, you guys are each brought a small pouch containing 5 gold each. And once you've made your preparations, gathered your belongings and whatnot, you guys are led a couple blocks away to the Stewart's Breeze home. You are presented with a key to the Breeze home, and the person, like the Lord's Alliance or member of the City Watch who is in charge of guarding the Stewart, drops you at the door and returns to their post. As you guys open, it's a typical like home. It appears to have been decorated already. It has really all you would need for basic living comfortably. There are some books on a bookshelf. There are various decorations and ornamental weapons or taxidermied beasts. The cupboard is fully stocked. What's it called? Like the storerooms are fully stocked. It seems like you guys could stay here for quite some time.
Pantry?
There are what's that?
Pantry?
Yeah, pantry. Even like the basement, like the cellars are it's quite well stocked for the 5 of you to stay here without issue. So yeah, that's kind of where you guys are at for now.
I'm gonna go lay claim to a room and start shoving all of the furniture out into the hallway and laying down my bedroll.
Okay.
Question: at this point, have we leveled up yet?
Yes, I was going to get to that. You guys have now, having bested the monsters in the Schism of Blades, you have leveled up to level 2.
With 2 possible deaths.
Right.
Yes.
I'm glad that even though it didn't take a lot of time, it was certainly enough difficulty to get you guys to level 2.
All right, then.
I'm gonna count my gold like several times because I haven't had this much money in decades.
I will not be sleeping in the building, and instead, I'll be sleeping next to it, near the garbage can, as the little raccoon.
Okay. In the garbage can or next to the garbage can?
Next to the garbage can. I'm
Okay.
a trash panda, not Oscar the Grouch.
Okay.
I have leveled up.
Nice.
Luckily, it's easy.
Why are all these notes out of order?
So safe to say we took a long rest?
Yes.
Yay, okie dokie. I have an action surge now.
Frick.
So let's go ahead. Jay, how much time do you have left?
45 minutes ish.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break for drinks, bathroom, and level up, and we will start back up at like 4:35.
Cool.
Because within the course of the first half of this class, half of the class dropped.
Jeez.
Oh, gee.
I accidentally
So
lost.
now I'm doing it for 6 people, and that's gonna make it take like no time at all.
Do you want me to watch? Get the mat back together.
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Why? What happened?
I sat down and it was like really quiet, and I thought I saw like your mouth move, Dad, and I wasn't sure if I just couldn't hear you talking.
You just couldn't hear me talking because I had Discord muted.
Oh, okay.
Mom and I were discussing.
Let's see how the Packers are doing.
Oh, I can now turn undead.
Ooh.
I have 22 hit points.
Oh, I forgot to roll hit points.
More than I have.
I rolled a 2, so I only got the minimum 6.
Wait, one of the guys who died forgot to get hit points?
I was moving fast. All right. What do I roll? 8. That's a 10. Yep. I can cast Mage Armor at will now.
Ooh.
Nice.
So I'm just going to do that every morning.
Yeah, I was going to say, sounds like you need that. I can use a ritual to craft a non-magical item now. I can make weapons, armor, ammunition.
Ooh.
I got magic.
You got magic?
I think there was more to that, but he muted himself again.
Oh, I got magic rock.
Ah.
All right. So what do you guys do in your first night in this breeze home? This is kind of the first extended period of time you've really spent with one another while things weren't trying to kill you. Especially you, Xanalor. This is the first bit of anything worthwhile that's happened since you got to Neverwinter.
So what's the deal with the blood?
Well,
little one.
we just killed this, like those death squid things. Well, we killed like a death wolf type thing, and he left me this lovely clothes dye.
So
Yes.
I was
He
heading
was
to
eating sheep.
Neverwinter. I was heading to Neverwinter on business. What brings the rest of you here?
Business of a kind.
Well, I was trying to find out what happened to those sheep, and like I said, death wolf covered in blood.
How high is Borax right now? Because he's referring to the goats as sheep even after he played with them.
I thought it was Vendi that played with the goats.
They both
It was
did.
both of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's not really high, just traumatized, by dying.
He's just in that state of shock right now where he's all fucked up.
Yeah, I will. After this session, Aaron and Scott, I'm going to reach out to you guys to kind of talk a little bit about how your character feels about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Xanilor and going, "Why did you follow us?"
I followed the same thing you did. I was looking for whatever was making everyone else run away.
Oh, by the way, when you guys leveled up and did your hit points, I know I put this into the campaign, but you guys did do, so we're doing a fixed plus at when you guys roll hit points. So if you roll below the average for your class, then you take that and then plus your constitution. So if you roll below the average, you just take the average.
Which it does automatically add the Constitution.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I do that regardless. I don't think I've ever rolled for hit points.
Every now and then you do better.
Sometimes. Every so
Every now
often.
and again, yeah.
Yeah.
I've tested it though, and it came out about the same amount.
Is there anything that you guys do to sort of pass your time? You guys aren't for you, Stock, Borax, Xanilor, and Vershad. You guys aren't really from Neverwinter, so it's not like you have a home or business to go back to if you so choose, like Nevis did, if he got bored of waiting or whatever. Is there anything that you guys do or want to do in the Breeze home, or in the Breeze home in the night or morning following the long rest after the day you had?
I just want to clue Borax into something. When he touched me for the heels, the padding actually didn't feel like it would have been padding. It felt warmer than it should have been.
So it's like
Interesting.
warm. Instead of just furs, it was warm furs?
Yes.
Hmm.
And you would think with
Note to
furs
self.
of that thickness, you wouldn't really be able to feel body heat through it.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess I'll bring that up to him. Be like, yeah, I've touched a lot of furs in my day. None of them have really felt like you. I don't mean to pry, but what's up with you, dude?
I run hot. I am warm-blooded and I've always run hot.
So why wear furs?
I'm from the north where it is cold, and it is best to be warm than cold, for hypothermia will kill you quickly.
But so will heat exhaustion.
It's a little less quickly.
With that, Stock just falls silent and stares at Borax.
with the helmet on.
Yeah. Always in full
so
armor.
Can't actually see him staring with the helm on.
Yep.
The time that we're not talking, I'm just writing in my journal about what happened today.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly thereafter, Stock goes into whatever semblance of a yard there is and just practices his craft to make sure he's keeping up on what needs to be kept up on so he doesn't lose his skills.
Okay.
I'm sharpening and unsharpening my fingers.
just primal savagery on, off, on, off, on, off.
So, Xanalor, is that kind of like a journal there, or what do you got going there?
Yeah, just write about the day's events and keep track of my thoughts.
You have so many that you have to write them down to keep track of them?
Sometimes you need a record.
Are you made to do this by someone, that you need to record your actions and your thoughts?
No, I've felt it's better to. It helps me process what I've experienced.
You must have experienced quite a few things then, if you've taken to writing it all down.
Most of it's rather dull. This was the most exciting day I've had in quite a while.
This is definitely different for me too. You don't encounter very many attacking statues in a forge.
Not often. My hand is giant.
Your camera is in a very interesting...
It's a terrible place. Yeah, that's just where it is on the laptop.
Interesting.
So I can't quietly or sneakily type anything to anybody. Did somebody ask me a question?
No.
Okay.
All right. So you guys, you rest for the evening. You guys, it takes some time to find rest. You've done a lot in your lives, whether it was training for years, whether it's traveling in wanderlust, personal quests and missions and goals that you hope to achieve, or running your own business for a period of time. You've never had a day quite like you had today. To go from being a person who just goes through their day-to-day life to being someone who feels as though you've been thrown into this almost seemingly impossible situation. The things that you've seen and fought, you've never seen or heard of anything like them before. The strange hound caked in reddish brown ichor, the squids with swords for heads, even a large statue coming to life. All of these things are not just fantastical, but impossible. And so it takes some time as you lay in bed to finally have sleep come to you. In the morning, you wake up feeling rested. The evening chill has been sort of evaporated by the sun. Vershad, you come inside from having slept through being a raccoon and then sleeping on the ground. You come back inside and you wonder how many more nights you can do that outside before you have to stop or just actually sleep in the trash itself.
Guys, do you know how delicious trash is? I mean, it's an acquired taste, but once you learn how to enjoy it, it is simply the best.
Has he been with you a while?
Oh, I was here first.
Yeah, technically we followed him.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
I just looked like I knew what I was doing, and then they just sat there and followed.
My little legs, he couldn't just keep up, so yeah, naturally I fell behind. So he's our fearless captain by default.
Oh no, No, I don't believe in things like leadership or captaincy or pirates. I mean, I know they exist, but I just don't believe.
I do have a question. I have a question for the party. So you guys are in this house with really a fully stocked kitchen and coffers. Not coffers. Just stores.
Coffers?
Coffees?
What is your character's sort of breakfast of choice?
Stock would have been making some rice, a little bit of meat, and some freshly cooked vegetables. You know, a nice light breakfast that's pretty damn well balanced.
Okay.
I'll take all the cheeses.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Borax sits down with a wheel of cheese roughly twice the size of his own head, and by the time you guys finish breakfast, the wheel of cheese is gone.
I'm eating the scraps off of the plates that everyone else made.
I've got the Rocky just egg shake.
Okay. Just a bunch of raw eggs in a cup.
Bunch of raw eggs.
All right. Do you beat them, or do you like leave them whole so that way they like slide down your throat?
I like the sliding of the yolk.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
All right. Nevis, what would a traditional breakfast, if you had access to all of the accoutrement, what would that look like for Nevis?
Probably steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs. All right. Lots of eggs, cheese, and meat being used today. All right.
Chickens are busy around here.
Hey, don't worry, everybody. I can wash the dishes.
Vershad, whose dish do you think you liked better? You didn't really get a chance to drink the raw eggs out of Xanalor's glass, but having sampled a little bit from each, which one did you like the most?
Could lick
I think Stocks was the one that had the most variety to it.
Okay.
But I think Nev's was the one that sat there and had the most delicious plate taste.
I can't wait for the steward of this house to show up and go, how the hell is there a whole wheel of cheese gone?
That was supposed to last through the winter.
He said help ourselves.
So you guys eat. You take some time to digest. You kind of shoot the shit a little bit more. Nothing really too deep, having kind of reached the logical conclusions of a lot of those lines of questioning last night. Xanalor, you find yourself feeling a little bit disappointed this morning. You thought that you'd probably you'd feel a better sense of direction having felt like you've gone through the thing that you were here to bear witness to. But so you guys, you sit there, digest, kind of, like I said, shoot the shit a little bit, you clean up. And a little bit before noon, there's a knock on the door to the Breeze home. Which one of you would be most likely to answer the door first?
Not me.
I felt like it would probably be Vershad. All right.
I just see him running to the door, sliding into it, going, I'm okay, standing up and opening the door.
Vershad leaps over the table. I got it.
For the record, I trip over the table as I'm leaping.
Well, oh yeah, definitely. I imagine you being as energetic yet also clumsy as JD.
Yes.
So you get to the door, you open it up as the second knock is about to hit because it took you a little bit longer than typically it takes people to open doors in homes after you.
Also, I step forward once I open up the doors. So there's a chance he might knock right on my.
So you open the door and you step into the threshold, and this it's a human boy. He has dark brown with hints of auburn hair. He's very, very thin. He's wearing really worn out shoes. He's got a simple tunic on that has a sigil on it. That Vershad, with the amount of time that you have spent in and around Neverwinter on your various jobs, you do recognize it as the symbol of the Mages College.
Oh, that's cool.
This young man, he introduces himself. He says, "Hi, I'm File Redfoot. I'm a messenger for the college." He digs out a scroll from his pack, and he opens it up and he looks. He says, "It says here that Uvendar, Vershad, Nevis, Xanalor, Borax, B Speaker, and Stock how did you pronounce your
Kino.
last name? Kino.
Kino.
Stock Kino. You have been requested for an audience with the Mages College at it looks the Emerald Scholar.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's no Uvendar here. But I can take this note and I'll pass it in case there is an Uvendar who comes here.
Okay, thank you. And
Yeah.
you see him just he like gives a little like half-hearted salute. He turns around and you just see him jog up the street away from the breeze home.
Okay, cool. And at no point do I think it's like, oh, maybe he meant to say Uvender. So I just roll it up, tie it back in. I set it down on the table. I was like, all right. Breakfast was nice. When I heard that there's a thing called lunch, what's up with that?
You forgot 11 Z's.
There's more. Oh, that's great.
What
That's
about
really
second
great.
breakfast?
There's more? Oh, that's great.
Okay. Let's have Xanalor, Rashad, and Nevis. Can you guys make a history check for me?
No. Okay. 15.
8.
Okay.
I only have a 7.
7. Okay. Rashad, despite being the most aloof person here, you actually have gleaned the most information about the Mages College during your time in Neverwinter. So the college has existed long before the city was founded. It's actually the reason why a city was founded here in the first place. The college stands on a rocky island out in the bay, just off of the sort of the port proper of Neverwinter. You heard like lore and rumors that before the college was founded, the seas in the area were rough and made the area inaccessible. And the college seems to have calmed down the seas, but the method of how has been completely lost to time.
Oh, hey, guys. I thought the Mages College was really cool, and then the Mr. Mayor, Sir Mayor, he said they'd come out and ask them, what if we instead we just went there to get it over with, and then we get to see some cool shit. Who's up for seeing cool shit?
No, I've never been to college before.
Would anyone else have checked the scroll that Rashad brought back to the table?
Well, at a certain point, I'm
probably.
going to ask who was at the door, and
Oh, it was some little kid. He tried to deliver a message, but the guys he asked for weren't here.
Who did he ask for?
It started off with Uvender, and then I forget the rest. But Uvender doesn't live here, so it clearly can't be for us.
Mm-hmm. What was your name?
Uvender. What's your point?
Hand that over.
Look, it's not for us. You're committing a crime, okay?
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
handing it over to him. It's clearly meant for you guys.
Yeah. So yeah, it has all of your names on there. Vershad's name is spelled correctly, just mispronounced by the messenger. It is a summons to a building known as the Emerald Scholar, not to the Mages College itself. And Xanalor and Nevis, you guys know you know where the Emerald Scholar is. Uvender, Xanalor, you like I said, you've been in Neverwinter for about a 10-day, and you kind of been all over.
Mhm.
So you do have like some of the more unique places in Neverwinter you have at least heard of or know where they are. Nevis, you've just been here for a few years at the very least, and so you also know where it's at. do you guys? Is there anything that you want to do before heading over there? Do you want to head over there?
Yeah, I want to head over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's over with.
Well, seeing as we were informed we were probably going to be summoned by the college, I feel like this is just best to get out of the way so I can continue to do what I want to do.
All right.
I just like having friends.
All right. So you guys, by the way, I should probably ask this too. These are just fun little flavor things to me. Who holds the key to the Breeze home?
Hmm.
Didn't know we were.
Yeah,
There's
you
only
guys,
one?
you guys were presented with a single key for the Breeze home.
Right. I didn't realize we had to like be in charge of security and
I'm gonna
that
say
kind of shit.
Nevis.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Nevis, and I also recommend
Well-
that he make us a couple copies.
He
That
is
was what
the
I was about to
wielder,
ask, yeah.
so he should be holding the key.
Do you have the ability to make copies?
Yeah, I can make keys.
Oh, can you make a copy of this key? And I give him a totally different key.
Can you make 4, not 5?
Make 5, one which doesn't work.
Nevis, you look at the key as it's presented to you. It'll take you. It's not too crazy. Making keys really isn't that hard. It's slightly more intricate than making horseshoes. But you know that you will need to do this at your forge. It'll just take just a little bit of time to make all the keys.
I think everyone's assuming that I was going to do it. I never agreed to that.
I asked.
That's why we asked.
By the
I'm
way,
just-
the key that I
And,
handed
yes, and
Neves
you
was just
didn't
a
wait
stick.
for the answer, which is yes, I can do it. No, I'm not interested in doing it.
Oh, what if instead I asked you to make a copy of this key and I just hand him a stick? And I see his face goes like, all right, no, one is enough. And I put it right back in my satchel.
I can tell already there's going to be a lot of head shaking in this episode.
If it makes you feel any better, Nevis, you are not the only person on camera shaking their head. All right. So you guys grab your belongings, at least the ones that you would take on an excursion. You know you're coming back here when you're done. So whatever things you would typically leave behind, like at home, you could. And you'll come back to them. Like you don't need to take your bedroll with you, stuff like that.
Nope, I'm all packed up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's the DM
take
trick.
everything. I take everything in case I'm going to go back to the forge instead.
Okay.
I'll grab a couple of pieces of fruit from the Breeze home storeroom and I just put them in my satchel.
Okay. And there they rot. No. So you guys head out. Nevis locks up behind you, and you guys head for the Emerald Scholar. So you arrive. The Emerald Scholar is unlike most shops in the realm. It's filled with books of all sorts from far and wide, along with items for potions, spells, and scientific inquiry. Along with a small dining establishment, rooms for rest and rooms for varied studies are also available for use or rent or whichever. The interior is well lit by strings of seemingly magical lights running the tops of the walls. Instead of the normal rough and tumble bunch of people you see in most taverns, you find wizards, scholars, and mages who would seem out of place in northern. Ugh, I keep saying northern instead of normal. Seem out of place in normal taverns or inns. There are all sorts of minor spell casting and heated discussions on various topics occurring, and there are also several employees throughout the building dressed in shimmering emerald robes. Anyone who wants to, why don't you guys go ahead and make a perception check for me? Rashad, this is still above your passive threshold.
11.
16.
Okay.
9.
24.
All right. Xanalor and Nevis, you guys spot a table in the back that seems to have more like sort of runners coming to and from it at a fast pace. And you actually spot the steward and a lavishly dressed elf sitting at the table. As you guys approach the table, the steward stands up and introduces you guys as sort of the heroes of the Protector's Enclave. he introduces you to a man that he refers to as Varen Leodin. He is an elf who is dressed, like I said, lavishly, even for a mage, in robes that Vershad and Nevis, you guys recognize as having the sigil of the Mages College on there. He seems a little past his prime, but not long past it. The steward tells you, he introduces Varen to you as a professor at the Mages College who is next in line to be the college's next headmaster. And he's been tasked by the current headmaster to recover an item and sort of question you guys a bit. He's been with the college longer than the memory of most in Neverwinter. At this time, Varen stands and humbly he stands up and he nods to the steward who sits back down, and he says, I thank you very much for coming. Please have a seat so that I may explain why you've been summoned. And again, he gives you guys an opportunity to sit down, and he says, I apologize for sending a messenger. These are, as I'm sure you can understand, given yesterday's events, quite busy times for the Mages College here, investigating what it is that occurred. The college has had an artifact go missing. It was actually stolen by a former member of the Mages College, and well, he was actually my competition for successor to headmaster. His name was Xantor Sinric. Xantor was truly a masterful chemist, able to do things that most people considered impossible, and was definitely pushing the limits of his power day to day. One day, after returning on a quest, a trip from the college, he seemed kind of changed, distant, almost manic at times.
Almost squidly?
I'm quite sure I don't know what you mean.
Oh, I think you do.
Insight check.
12.
12. You feel like you're pretty good at reading people, especially when you first meet them. This guy, he seems to only kind of in cursory know what these squids you're even talking about are. Like that he recognizes that you're making a joke, essentially, about yesterday. Within a week of Xantor's return, he killed several vault guards and stole the white amulet of Burning Sight. I'm not sure how much you may know about this, but the white amulet of Burning Sight is the item that the college used all those centuries ago to calm the seas and make them safe for trading. Myself, on behalf of the Mages College of Neverwinter and Stuart Mayer here, request that you pursue Xantor and recover the amulet for us. The mage is he's believed to be somewhere in the Crypt Garden Forest, which, from reports, has become increasingly treacherous since he entered it. I can provide you with a map, and he sort of unrolls a scroll of parchment, and it is a map of the Sword Coast, and he has marked on there where the Crypt Garden Forest is, which I will go ahead and do for you guys on your map. The Crypt Garden Forest is...
Now, before we agree to help you, maybe you can help us. What do you know about death squids?
Death squids. What? You'll have to be a little bit more specific.
Then I'll try to describe the sword-headed squid things that we saw before to the best of my ability.
Okay. He sits there for a moment, and he thinks. And he calls over one of the runners. You've still seen people. They haven't been running to and from this table, but you still see them running, grabbing books and items for other mages at other tables. And he motions, and one of the runners comes over and he says, "See if you can't find me." Well, we'll start with the Fiend Folio first. Bring that over. He says, "You'll have to give me some time. I will look into this, but I have not seen or heard of these myself. I will begin doing some research. I'll start myself since you are doing the college a favor. I will also I will be having several of the my assistants start looking into it as well. We'll get a stack of books together and start researching."
If you see another similar thing, but instead of squid, it says wolf, yeah, mark that important too.
He makes a note on a piece of parchment. He says, "Noted. Will do."
Actually, anyone from that family of fiends, just go ahead and set that information aside for us.
Okay. I will. I will start picking out the. I'll start combing through Mordenkainen's tomes first, and we'll start from there. Hopefully, we'll find what we're looking for.
Cool.
Thank you, and hopefully we'll find what you're looking.
Sorry, Nevis. What was that?
What was this individual's name again?
The college professor. You guys. It's
Baron Leodin.
Yep.
Baron Leodin. Yes.
Oh, okay. And then what was the chemist? Was that the same guy, or is that
Xantor.
That
Sinric.
is Xantor Sinric.
Okay.
That's what I spelled wrong.
And we're looking for Xanthor and the other guy?
No, we're looking for Xantor
No.
Sinric in the Crypt
And the
Garden Forest
ring or
to
He has
acquire the white amulet of Burning Sight.
amulet, yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Baron is the guy who you're talking to currently. He's the college professor.
And I believe you said that the mayor fucker's there too?
Yes. Stuart Mayer is also present.
Yes.
Now then, will there be anything else?
What can you tell
What do we
us?
get in return for this favor?
Level 3?
Okay. I can offer you. I have to procure the money from the college, but I believe I can secure for you each 25 gold.
Okay. And
Does that sufficiently pique your interest?
I lean over and I thought I was talking to a friend, but I realize I'm speaking to the mayor and goes like, "Hey, help me out. Is that a lot?"
well, I'm fully peaked.
Fully piqued.
And this is for finding this guy, or his return, or the return of both him and the amulet. What exactly are the terms?
I will. I'll take anything that you can bring back. A mission success would be the White Amulet of Burning Sight. If you can bring Xantor back, that would be a great bonus.
25 more gold.
Potentially, yes. If you could find and bring him back, that would be the college would owe you an even greater debt.
Does this amulet pose any threat to us?
No, its magics are not like other amulets that you may have heard of. It doesn't require simple attunement. There are rituals and sort of arcane sigils that are used to actually draw its power.
What does it do?
How can I describe this to someone? The actual mechanics at play are not so important as the amulet, when placed within the sigils lined in the college, serves to calm the seas and make trade into Neverwinter possible. Without the college's intervention, the city of Neverwinter might never have been.
But it is now.
Correct. But it may not be for long if trade and rough seas wind up cutting it off.
Well, Neves, if you export any of your stuff, this sounds kind of important for you then.
What if we sat there and just built you guys a wall? As I sit there, I cast Mold Earth. And I just is like it'd be like this, and then I spill a water glass. Like, see, it stops it.
They already lost the amulet.
Yes.
The wall's
Yeah.
not going to help.
Well, that would serve to calm the self-made bay that you would create. However, trade in and out of it would be quite difficult.
Okay, you've given me some things to think about here.
All right. So the location that is marked on your guys' map, I did mark it on the Sword Coast map that I put you guys on that. Yeah, on the Sword Coast map that you guys have. Yes, thank you, stock. That is, it's a little bit away from Neverwinter. It's going to, it's roughly 200 miles. So
Echo.
That's a hell of a drive.
200.
where did that go? Why did I click that? Who's doing these things to me? All right. Oh, nice. So I took all that, but I didn't actually save that thing.
Before we depart, I'm going to be inquiring to Varen about what has changed in this forest since Xantor's arrival.
Hmm.
Okay. Give me a second. I need to find. Oh yeah, it's in the player's handbook. As far as the Crypt Garden Forest goes, it seems that Xantor's presence there has sort of twisted the nature a bit. Animals are more aggressive. The flora in the area seems to be going from kind of like those typical like Disney fantasy tropes where like the trees look imposing now, like there's like twisted vines and thorns and stuff where there weren't previously.
That motherfucker.
All right, the druid bros are in, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Aha, travel pace. That's what I want. Okay, so you guys can, at a normal pace, cover 24 miles a day.
This is walking.
Walking, yeah. Fast can be 30 miles, slow is 18 miles a day. I'm going to...
Did we already leave?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys this information.
Okay.
Because I want to grant you the opportunity to... yeah, there we go. To rent or purchase livestock.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone who could lend us pack animals?
Oh, no, I can be one.
I mean,
As I turn into a donkey, right? Like I step away from the table so I don't knock over. Okay.
How many
I see
other
that
people
he's
did
turned
he knock
into
over?
a farm animal, so I'm going to turn into a pig, thinking that's what we're doing.
Surprisingly or unsurprisingly, depending on your impression of the Emerald Scholar so far, no one seems to pay any attention to that actually having happened. Stuart Mayer says, at this time we cannot grant you any sort of concessions or anything like that. We just don't have the funds loosened up yet. However, you should be able to work out an arrangement with one of the livestock merchants on your own fairly decently. They may be amenable to a rental of sorts rather than a straight out purchase.
Would we know on average what the rental cost for like a cart would be?
Sorry, you kind of broke up there. What?
Would we know what the average rental cost of a cart would be?
the average cost of a cart on its own, probably around 7 gold,
So the cost to rent is half of that to purchase?
roughly, depending on the. Like I said, this is like an average, maybe not necessarily what you'll be able to get done when actually talking to the merchant themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if the druids are willing to be animals,
I'm not riding him.
we could get a cart for 15 bucks, but then you're also looking at bit and bridle, so we're looking at 17 there.
Throughout all this discussion, I'm assuming an hour's passed and my wild shape ends. And I just sit there like, well, that was fun.
Mm. Mm. What is the difference between traveling via cart versus walking?
It depends on the animal that's carrying.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm not.
I gotta get going, guys.
Okay.
All right.
right.
Thank you, Jay. Have fun with your CPR class.
Woohoo.
Good luck.
So yeah, it depends on the animal. So basically, like looking at travel paces for walking, the normal speed per minute is 300 feet. That essentially assumes an average of 30 feet of movement, right?
Mhm.
So let's say if you had a mule, that would skew those all by 1, right? So slow would be 300 feet, normal would be 400 feet, and fast would be 500 feet. So that would increase the daily mileage as well.
Mm.
Um,
Well, I can't afford a cart.
where is the hand? No.
How much would it take to buy a donkey for my?
Well, to purchase a donkey without speaking with the actual merchant themselves,
Yeah.
looks like 8 gold pieces,
Okay.
and that's to own.
Might be able to do that.
So yeah, on the thing you sent us, that's the cost of purchasing the thing.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Do
I'm
you
gonna buy me a mule.
do you guys have any further questions for Varen before setting off to procure transportation?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Mhm.
Have you sent anyone else?
No, you're the first. Your involvement at the Shrine of Bahamut was part of the reason why you were selected for this. Your experience and knowledge in this has already sort of eclipsed that of your average adventurer.
Well, this is gonna be fun walking in blind. I don't got any more questions. I think I'm ready to go procure some means of transportation if I don't feel like walking.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Can we ride a mastiff?
I don't know.
So there's no real difference between regular travel with an animal versus walking.
What?
So there's no real difference between walking or traveling with an animal?
Well, Well, yeah, because most animals' walking speeds are faster than your own.
Yeah.
So it will cut some of the. It will increase your daily
mileage.
Yeah.
Not to mention that the wear and tear on ourselves from all the walking and just
Yeah.
that seems unnecessary.
Well, I have enough gold right now to be able to afford at least purchasing a cart. Not a covered wagon, but a cart.
We
All
can
right.
rent a cart.
That's half as much as purchasing a cart.
So,
We can steal a cart.
you guys, Nevis, you're able to kind of bring the party with you to an area where more of the merchants are, like where you believe that livestock sales may be conducted. And you guys arrive in an area, and there's a sort of like a kind of like a glorified tent. It has a sign out front that says Hartman's Bazaar. What was that, Ted?
Get your asses here.
It's Hartman's Bazaar. And so you guys go inside, and you see another human man. As Neverwinter is sort of a human-centric city. He's tall, well-built man, a little bit older. Otherwise, he'd still be working the fields rather than selling. But he introduces himself as Albrecht Hartman, and he asks, what can I do for you? What are you looking to buy today? That was way more Irish than I wanted to be.
That's okay.
Abroad.
Top of the morning to you.
A nice Irish
What can
brogue.
what can I get you to buy from me today?
Looking for some horses.
Well, horses are really on donkeys, which are, I mean, the sheet wouldn't load, so I have no idea.
What does it cost to rent various animals?
Well, what are you looking for?
Well, if we get or horses in a cart, are we all going to be able to ride in the cart, or are we all still walking? So, if we can get enough pack animals that can carry us and all our stuff, I think that's probably a better way to go.
Do you guys have listed what your character's weights are?
I do.
Yes.
I do believe I do, yes.
Let's see.
275 pounds.
Okay.
38 pounds.
Okay.
The little guy. 167.
Okay.
210.
210. All right. Well, Stock and Nevis, you guys are actually larger than the carrying capacity of a cart. A cart carrying capacity is 200 pounds, not including your equipment.
This isn't some little faggot like English old fucking two-person riding cart, is it? For like going out.
What about a wagon?
Yeah, like on an afternoon fucking picnic. We're not talking about some
covered wagon.
A carriage would certainly be a different story. Those are a bit more expensive though. The cart carries 200 pounds and is 15 gold pieces, where the carriage is 100 gold pieces, but will carry 600 pounds.
I honestly don't think overall we have the funds to be able to afford purchasing for travel.
Well,
Our best bet would probably be getting a donkey each.
Yeah, I was gonna say, will some stout donkeys carry each of us and our stuff?
What about dogs?
You could probably actually, I mean, any of you could actually really fairly comfortably, as far as the donkey's concerned, carry Borax with you.
Nope, I want my own donkey. I've got the gold for it.
All right, so can we get a group discount or multi-card
discount?
A multi-card discount. Let's see. So you guys,
we are the heroes of Protector's Enclave.
Yeah, I killed a statue.
Looks like it'd be about $18 per saddle and donkey straight up.
Unless you're riding bareback.
Yeah. Saddle.
Do we all need like good animal handling skills to be able to ride bareback?
I will say that if you try to ride at a fast-paced bareback, you will probably not be very happy when it comes to the end of the adventuring day.
Well,
Oh, my good
Yeah.
berries.
My God.
scrotal and taint damage notwithstanding, can we do it though?
Yes, I mean it's certainly within the realm of possibility.
All right.
I mean,
then.
we are trying to travel on the cheap here.
Right. Okay. So let's see. He'll offer you 4 donkeys, for 28 gold pieces for purchase.
I can
For
put in
purchase. We don't have to
10.
worry about what happens to them then.
We can kind of retroactively do that next time he's in.
Okay. Then what's it? 7 gold a pop.
Yes.
Is there any way you could do a better deal?
If it was well, I could give them to you for I could give them to you for 20 gold if you were to sell them back to me when you returned.
Sell them for
So that will depend on the
Nope.
shape of the animals.
what if they're
Yeah, we've got at least a chance of getting some back for less money outright. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'll go with it.
What if I don't
Okay.
want to sell them back?
Don't tell him.
Yeah, don't ask that question. Just agree and then just
Well,
refuse to sell it.
then you won't get any of your money back, Borax, basically.
Okay.
That's fine. I don't care. Just
Yeah.
let's do it.
Okay. So you guys are tentatively renting 4 donkeys. So you guys
Subtract 5.
That's
Yeah.
What's that?
5 each.
And I'm penniless again.
Are we getting 4 or just? So it's our little buddy Borax. Is he actually willing to ride with someone?
He really wanted his own.
It's his money.
Wouldn't we
I've
need
got
5?
19 gold pieces. I am buying my own donkey.
Would we need 5? I thought there were 5 in the party.
We'll figure out if
Jay's on board.
yeah.
So he'll have to make his own deal then. Apparently.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
So then that means that basically this table will be shifted. So at a slow pace, you'll be able to travel 24 miles a day. At a normal pace, 30 miles a day. And at a fast pace, 36 miles in a day.
We'll just say Jay got distracted by a trash can, turned into a raccoon, and yeah.
Right. It will require a successful animal handling check to be able to travel at a fast pace, and it does give you a -5 penalty to your passive perception during travel, as far as like identifying threats goes.
Sure.
I'm fine with a standard pace.
Yeah, I'm good with normal.
Okay.
Maybe Vendy can be walking along behind us, taking care of the road apples or something. Who knows? He seems to eat bizarre shit anyway, so.
He's just turned into a dung beetle periodically.
Yeah.
All right. So it's around noon, I would say, when you guys got to the Emerald Scholar. You spent about an hour and a half there talking with Varen and the steward, and probably another hour and a half to 2 hours to find and purchase the mules. Do you guys want to head out today from Neverwinter, or do you want to wait until tomorrow and have a full day?
I'd say get one more good night's full rest and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can make avail of the establishment that we still have the key to.
And
make sure everybody's got all their provisions that they need.
I'll take
However,
another wheel of cheese.
I want to take one last good bath.
I would like to take a little side trek though, and just get to the forge real quick to make sure everything's as secure as it can be, since I'm going to be gone for a while.
Okay.
So I'll take that little side trip myself and meet those guys back at the is it the Breeze home? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. So I toss stock the key, and I'm gonna grab my ass and make for the forge.
Okay. All right. So
and I'm going to use the trip back to Breeze home to cast Speak with Animals and just get to know my new mule a little better.
Okay.
Develop that friendship.
Yeah. His name is Clive.
Okay.
And
Didn't strike me as a Clive.
He's been a mule for as long as he can remember.
I love him already.
And he doesn't like carrots. He prefers pineapple.
Okay.
Fancy taste.
Yeah, he's going to cost me a lot of money.
So he wants to see the trade routes kept open too, because I'm sure pineapple is not indigenous to this area.
Right, definitely not. Yeah, Neverwinter is pretty far north. It's definitely not tropical.
Did we see him talk to the donkey? Or is that noticeable?
Yeah. So like, are they both speaking in donkey, or does the donkey now like become Eddie Murphy?
No, so Speak with Animals doesn't make the animal talk. I think that Borax is probably braying at the donkey, and the donkey is braying back.
Okay.
And they're having like an extended back and forth.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Okay.
All right.
Borax
and Clive.
Borax and Clive. Did you? Okay, so I have to ask. Did you make your character with the cleaner in mind?
Not really. I
No?
made it because when I was coming up with a character's name, the Borax was TV.
Oh, okay.
And then after I came up with Borax, like 2 seconds after, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cleaner. Oh well, I wrote it down already.
Okay.
I've added a mule to my inventory.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Under extras.
Then I asked the guys, would you like me to find out your donkeys' names?
You can do that?
Yeah, this guy's Clive. He's been a mule his whole life.
Unbelievable.
I know.
He's been All right. Is there anything that you guys want to do at the Breeze home in preparation for the trip? Anything like that? I should ask, do you guys in your inventory all have like traveling equipment, like a bedroll, stuff like that? Just making sure.
I have a backpack. I don't have a bedroll.
What type of kit do you have? Do you know?
So if we don't have that, we need to get that, right?
How do I know what kit I have?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that
if you go to your equipment and look at all, it should be like the first or second thing listed.
I have one.
I'm gonna say that for this trip, because you're not really used to like traveling by donkey across the countryside, you just didn't think of it.
Okay, that's cool. I like it.
You're used to like, especially you, Xanalor, like you're used to like staying someplace. So Nevis, you go ahead and you head over to your forge and the modest home that's attached to it. You put on the I'm literally pulling things out of my butt. You put on the dampers that allow the forge to maintain like its readiness without the possibility of it getting out of hand and burning down your house. You make sure that the windows are secured, the doors are locked. Any perishables that you have already purchased for yourself to sustain yourself, you actually pick those up and put them in your pack to bring with you on the journey. Waste not, want not. And you after about an hour or so squaring things away, make your way back over to the Breeze home, where you come across Borax braying at a donkey, and the rest of the guys kind of going about their business in this Breeze home.
I'm gonna take a bath.
Okay.
And then just write down where I'm going and why, and then I'm done.
Okay.
I am going to search the pantry for some cheese for myself and some pineapple for Clive, if they have any.
You do find a single pineapple down in the storeroom. And there is yet another cheese wheel. This one is a different kind of cheese. This is more of an aged cheese than the cheddar that you had before. Again, pulling things out of my butt. I don't know which types of cheeses are wheeled.
I will
whatever cheese you want.
Cube up both the pineapple and the cheese, and I'll make a skewer for me and a skewer for Clive.
Okay.
Hopefully horses like cheese.
Most hard cheeses are wheeled. Soft cheeses tend not to be.
Donkeys.
That is good knowledge to have, Mike. But I also don't know the difference between soft or hard cheese. I'm guessing mozzarella is a soft cheese.
Yes, mozzarella is a soft cheese. Things like cheddar, Parmesan, those kinds of cheeses are considered hard cheeses. Soft cheeses are like blue cheese, mozzarella, things of that nature.
Interesting.
Gouda.
Did you guys know you would learn so much about cheese while playing Dungeons and Dragons?
I know this because I have made cheese before.
Where else do you learn about cheese?
Where else? All right, so you guys again rest for the evening. Wake up kind of first light. You were able to get a better night's sleep today, so you're able to get up a little sooner. That way you could prepare for a full day's travel. You guys lead your donkeys through Neverwinter along the towards the exit that leads to the high road, the familiar path that you've taken before. Nebis, everyone but Xanalor at this point has been on this road once to head out to Mencalf Farms, and you guys actually do ride past Mencalf Farms on your way out. And what pace are you guys traveling at today? A normal pace?
Probably.
On the way out, I'd like to make a stop at Mencap's real fast and just make sure he hasn't had any more incidents and verify that his problem has been resolved.
Okay.
Standard pace I thought was what we agreed on.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to double check. Never know if people's minds change. All right. So yeah, you guys stop by Amos Farms, and Mencalf comes out from the pastures this time, not from the shack, as he sees you coming up, and he welcomes you warmly. He tells you that he hasn't had any incidences in the last 24 hours. It seems as though whatever it was that you guys killed was the thing that was causing the problem at the time. His flock is starting to calm back down, and things are getting back to business as usual. All right.
Yep, that's all I wanted. Just follow up with him.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys make it. So it's 30 miles, right? Was the standard pace?
It's 24 on foot. I think you said 30 was going to be standard because we're riding asses.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So your guys's, your first day takes you a bit past Amos Farms. You guys find a spot just off the side of the road where it looks like some other people have made camps in the past. There's already a sort of a stone pit there for making a fire. How do you? What do you guys sort of do with your donkeys? Is there anything that you guys want to do at camp before bedding down for the evening?
Like the pelvic triangle area.
Borax.
Well, I
so,
think we-
so,
It was like just swollen.
so what are our donkeys' names?
And I was like, oh, that's weird.
Well, let me cast Speak with Animals again. I'll ask Clive what the other donkeys' names are.
Okay.
That's my attempt to speak donkey.
Okay, so Borax, your donkey's name is Clive.
Yep.
Stock's donkey's name is Russell.
Okay.
Xanalor's donkey's name is Barker. And Nevis's donkey's name is Owen.
All right, so I'll pass those along. We got Barker. Owen, what was the first one?
Russell.
Russell. And Russell, Stock. Yours is Russell? Xanalor? I've already forgot it again.
Barker.
Barker. There you go. And then we have Owen, right?
Owen, yes. These are, of course, the last names of famous Clives.
I got Clive Owen.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize the other ones.
Clive Barker wrote Hellraiser,
I was
and
gonna say, yeah.
Clive Russell was in The Wolfman. Also Sherlock Holmes, King Arthur.
If it makes you feel better,
Okay.
I actually added the name to my mule.
I do feel better
I'm
because if I'm gonna bullshit some stuff, then I expect you to make note of my bullshit.
Yeah, you're gonna need to do research on a fourth Clive for the other mules we got.
It's probably gonna be Standen is the other name.
Okay.
All right. Well, do you guys what do you do with your donkeys overnight?
We want to tend to the animal, make sure it's fed and watered for the night, ready to go tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
Tie it up.
Yeah, tie it up somewhere, tether it to a tree or something near us.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna let Clive wander free, but I'm gonna tell him, look, dude, don't go too far. I got more pineapple for you if you come back.
He goes, oh shit, it's like that. All right.
I mean, the quickest way to friendship is through bribe.
Hey, wait, do you think that there's any pineapples like in these trees over here?
Nah, man, we're like too far north for that shit. Pineapples are like hard to get, so if you want pineapples, you need to stick with me.
All right, so you're the pineapple guy. All right, I'm
the pineapple guy.
All right. All right. Who is keeping watch? In what order? Also, whoever is going to start the fire, go ahead and make a survival check for me.
She said it's
I'll start the fire, I guess, as the the druid of the group.
Okay.
All right, I will take first watch then.
All right.
It's 16. You said plus survival or nature.
Survival.
So 20.
20. All right. It's a good fire. You built it really well. It doesn't require a lot of effort from the rest of the party over the course of the evening during watches and stuff to keep it going until that evening nip starts to go away in the morning. Nevis, you take first watch after you guys have had a nice meal. A little bit of wine from a wine flask help keep you warm. You set up your bedroll and grab one of your furs and kind of toss it over your shoulders and sit there with your mace across your lap while you keep vigilant. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Wednesday was my last visit, and then I went to the wound center Thursday, and they were like, yeah.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. Your 2 hours of watch come and go. You hear donkeys, getting situated and readjusting themselves. You watch Clive for about a half hour as he just kind of wanders around and checks out stuff in a donkey manner, and then comes back and lays down with the other donkeys. You see for a couple minutes he noses around in Borax's backpack, trying to see if he can get the pineapple to come out, but he gives up on it after a little bit and goes and lays down. So who is taking second watch?
But what they put, what
I can
areas
take
they're
it.
putting on it is like
All
the
right.
yellow logs,
So Nevis,
so they
you
cut
you rouse
faster
Borax for
really,
second
and like
watch,
the
and
tentacles
I
is there
will.
anything that you want to
just to keep it more.
say to Borax about anything that happened or anything like that? Or
Yes, and it's similar to like just.
No, always quiet and calm. Everything's doing just perfect.
All right. Thank you very much. And then with that, I will shapeshift into a mule to kind of blend in with our mules.
okay. All right. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Yeah, and he, I mean,
That is a
easy, so
19
they like it
plus 2, 21.
But
All right.
then when their skin is regrowing in certain areas, obviously,
you
it
see
too much moisture.
your time go by again without incident really.
So
It's
it
a
gets like
pretty
a little
clear
bit
night.
raised
Stars are in the sky.
skin rather than flat and like so they
the warmth in the air
light on it
from
and then rub
the
some
day's sunlight has long since faded, and the evening nip is starting to take full force. It's continuing to get later in the year. This far north, you're starting to get the dew on the grass is starting to get just a little bit frosty once the sun does come up. But your 2 hours go by again without incident. Who's taking the next watch?
I'll take it.
All right, so Borax, you rouse Stock and have an opportunity to say anything to him before he takes his post and makes his perception check.
Well, okay, you said it's getting chilly. When I go to wake Stock, do I notice him being extra warm again still?
Yeah, man, he still feels like if you could, you would use him as a blanket.
And I am definitely a decent distance away from the fire.
She
Be like,
press them with cookies and stuff.
hey, buddy, it's your turn to watch. I don't mind if you want to cuddle up after your turn.
Is it wrong?
I'll keep my clothes on, I promise. One layer at least at all times.
Just full armor, no response, gets up, ventures away.
Fire it is. So I go curl up by the fire.
All right, Stock, go ahead and make your perception check for me.
I only got a 10.
A 10, okay. I mean, you really don't notice anything. You're not sure if it's just because you're still kind of trying to rest the sleep from your mind, or if it's because there's really just nothing going on. But it's a quiet 2 hours. Donkeys are asleep, the party's asleep, birds are asleep. You hear an owl every once in a while. That's about it. So at the end of your 2 hours, I'm guessing Xanalor is taking the last watch.
Apparently.
So you rouse Xanalor and have an opportunity to say anything to him before he takes his perception check.
Nothing. Calm.
Sounds good.
All right. Xanalor, go ahead.
Ooh, that is a good roll. Perception, right?
Yeah.
19.
19. Okay. You noticed the dragon that was in. No, I'm kidding. No. You take the last watch. The blacks of the night sky are slowly giving ways to deep purples and lightening up into pinks and oranges as the sun starts to come up. As the sun sort of breaches the horizon, you see the dew on the grass and how some of it is just got that just a touch of frost to it. But again, your watch goes by, nothing more than the typical fauna of the area doing their own things. The birds starting to slowly get a little louder. The donkeys eventually start to rouse and graze, and yeah, eventually, as you're keeping watch, the other 3 guys around you start waking up, and you guys get breakfast ready to go. What are you guys going with for breakfast? Are you guys eating wheel of cheese, meats, rices and vegetables, steaks and eggs, or raw eggs?
Yeah, I'm assuming I brought a couple of the extra skewers of cheese and pineapple with me. I'm going to have one and give another one to Clive.
I'm just gonna be rice and dried meats.
All right. Okay, so you guys get your donkeys ready to go. Scott, can you hear us? Scott's computer freaked out, he said, so he's
Oh, we can hold for a minute while it unfreaks itself out.
yeah. Do you guys want to take another quick 5-minute break?
Sure.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah, I see now it has refreshed that Scott is not in the party. All right, yeah, let's take another 5 or we'll come back just before 6.
All right.
All right, yeah, I'm probably going to be taking off a little bit after that then.
Okay.
Be back momentarily.
Hello? Hello. Anybody?
You're such a
Hello?
spaz. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, we took a short break for your computer to unfreak itself out.
Yep. No, that's fine. I just when I got back, I couldn't hear anybody, so I thought I was still messed up.
We are on hiatus for another 7 or so minutes.
Okay. Cool.
Puppy. Gotta love those technical problems.
Yeah, I haven't had that particular problem before. I don't really know what happened. It just blue screened.
Huh. Oh. What version of Windows are you running?
10?
Yeah. That's been having all sorts of issues as of late.
What's going on?
My computer like blue screened.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, where did we lose you?
Right when you were trying to tell me what was happening on my watch after I rolled.
It was nothing. I just
Okay.
described the sunrise.
Because as soon as you started talking, it was just like I could see you gesturing and couldn't hear anything, and then I got the blue screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I was just describing the sunrise. There's nothing that happened during your watch.
Cool.
All right. About how much longer do I have you for, Aaron?
Probably 15 or so minutes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So looks like we've got everybody back.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and get moving again. So you guys take off on the second day.
Oh my god, I forgot Pete
You
loves
make it
ladder.
another 30 or so miles. It's another pretty quiet day on the road. You pass a couple
Yeah, I'm like, Pete really
tradesmen
good at
on their
reading
way
because he's old.
north towards Neverwinter from Waterdeep along the high road there. And I lost my train of thought. because I was looking at the map to see if the high road went from Waterdeep to Neverwinter, and I saw the Mirror of Dead Men, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah, so you come across a couple tradesmen on the road, just a couple hearty hail and well met, traveler, and they continue on the way. You guys, again, another 30 miles down, make it to the evening. You tie up your donkeys. Do you let Clive wander around Borax again?
I trust him at this point. Yep.
Okay. It's always good to have trust between a man and his mule.
You can never trust your ass.
Or between the pusher and the buyer.
Hey, I've forgotten a lot of things in my life, but my ass is never one of them.
You guys want to keep the same watch this evening?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems to work.
All right. So let's go ahead and have you roll your perception check then, Nevis.
No way.
21.
21. Okay. On your watch, about an hour and a half in, well after the donkeys have gone to rest, the party members have kind of stopped tossing and turning and have found quiet. You are watching, and from the trees nearby, you hear a small rustling, and you stand up to go look at it. But once you start moving, whatever it was runs back off into the trees where it came from, scared off by the noise of something else being awake.
Do I have any idea of what skittering it was like? Was it like a large animal moving through? Was it a small animal moving through? Was
Make
it
make
trying
a
to be stealthy
nature
or
check. Make a nature check.
No, in case he's just giving him an ultimatum.
nature is here? Nature. Oh, that's only a +1. That's a 10.
10. Okay. You can't tell if it was trying to be stealthy or not. Whatever it was trying to do, it didn't do well at. You noticed it. But based on the size, I suppose, of the sound of the rustling, you would guess that it was probably like a medium-sized creature. Maybe it was definitely bigger than a rabbit, but it wasn't as big as like a bear. So somewhere in the middle. But yeah, the end of your shift comes up, and it's time to rouse Borax and give you an opportunity to say anything to him before he rolls his perception check.
Hey, little buddy, it's your turn. I heard something, but it didn't sound like it was anything to be concerned with. But I did hear something this time.
Which direction did it come from?
DM.
Came from over there.
Okay, so I just pay a little extra attention to over there during my shift then.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and make your perception check for me.
That is a 13 plus perception plus 2, 4, 15.
15. Okay. About an hour and a half, maybe closer to. It's almost right before. Actually, it's a little past the hour and a half mark. It's right about time to wake stock up, and you do hear a rustling coming from the direction of over there, and you kind of start to make your way over there, and whatever animal it was runs back off into the trees.
Now, can I? Did I hear any other noises? Or is there anything tipping off what kind of animal it might be?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
That is a 9 plus 3, 12.
12. Okay. It was it's a probably like a medium-sized forest creature if you consider like a rabbit small and a bear big.
Yep.
So
Boar
it
size,
sounded like
maybe?
there was probably only one of them.
Okay.
But you can't really figure out what it might have been. You didn't hear any other noises that betrayed what type of creature it might have been.
All right. Can I ask Clive if he saw anything?
You look over to Clive and you see that he's asleep.
Okay.
the donkeys appear to not be catching this like you guys are.
Pixie.
Then I guess I wait out the rest of my shift, just staring at keeping an extra close eye watch on that direction.
Okay. After a few minutes, you realize that it's a couple minutes past when you were supposed to wake Stock up. So you go over to him and rouse him and let him know what you get to do your inter exchange of information, and then he'll make his perception check.
Hey, Stock, my warm man. Just let you know, I'm not sure if it's anything to be concerned about, but the past 2 shifts we have noticed something in the woods. I can't say if it's a threat. Every time someone's gone to check it out, it's ran away. But there is something.
All right, keep my eyes peeled.
It's over there.
All right, go ahead and make your perception check, Stock.
That's even worse. That's a 6.
6.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, man. You
We're fucked.
quiet fucking nights, man. So your 2 hours come and go, and
I go full donkey. That's a nice boulder.
you wake up Xanalor for the exchange, the shift change, and then he'll make his perception check.
13.
Okay. You again have a pretty quiet evening. It seems like whatever creature was around before may have been scared off for good the second time. Whatever it was, you guys don't know. And the pitch blacks of the night sky, a little more clouds in the sky today. Yesterday was a perfectly cloudless evening and night. There's all of the constellations are on full display, and today, though, there's a few more clouds in the sky, and the pitch blacks give ways to deep purples, and eventually, oranges and yellows as the sun breaches the horizon, and you see the grass kind of almost turn this shimmering. The grass gets like a shimmer to it as the dew that's partially frozen catches the light. But yeah,
Good group, by the way.
What's that?
Good group, by the way.
What's
Deep purple.
Oh yeah. I forgot what I said already. Everyone starts to kind of wake up around you, and you guys hit the road for another day, another 30 miles down.
Before we leave, could I actually check the bushes to see if there's any tracks left behind by whatever was?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whichever one of the two. So you can either both make a nature check. You can both make a survival check, or one of you can make it with advantage.
I rolled a 4.
Nature's not good. My survival is only a +4, so whatever you want to.
Yeah, mine's a +4 also, so we might as well both roll one then.
You don't want me doing anything.
No, I don't. I think maybe you should roll with advantage.
All right, let's give it a shot. That is a 14 and a 15, so Justin 19.
Okay. You
Some
see.
good rolls.
You don't see any. You don't see the creature. There are a couple tufts of like a whitish brown fur that have been left behind, and the tracks look to be like those of like a coyote or a smaller wolf, but just a single one.
I will take the fur with me, and maybe have the people back at the college look later.
Okay.
On.
Okay. All right.
For forensic purposes.
For forensic purposes, yeah. All right. So you guys head out. Another 30 miles down. Another pretty decent day. It gets a little cloudy towards the end of the day. It looks like a storm might be moving in the next few days. The nice thing about this area is with the mountains up ahead, you really can see for miles. It looks like for the day at least, it'll be clear traveling. And you pass another couple merchants, and you guys wind up coming to the next place where you make camp. Is there anything that you'd like to do differently this evening?
I'm not going to sleep.
I would like to set up one of my hunting traps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just if there's a shrub area, it's not near the mules or near us. So,
Okay.
Like whatever whatever I'd deem to be the most susceptible area, the most like stealth entrance area.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's have you guys set up for watch then. Same order.
But I'm gonna stay awake and watch for myself the whole time.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So then, you guys want to make
We can have
separate.
dual watch. That's fine.
Yeah. Do you guys both want to make checks, or you want to make one with advantage? Is really the question.
I think it would actually be prudent for both of us to make checks, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So guys, go ahead and make perception checks.
That one's a 9 for me.
Jesus. I keep hitting other dice. That is a nat 20.
Okay.
Number 24.
All right. Xanalor seems like a pretty quiet night. You hear the donkeys kind of settle down. The same for Nevis. It starts. It's a very quiet shift. It seems like it's probably going to be similar to the last couple nights. And the stars are absent from the sky this evening. The clouds have completely rolled in at this point, and the first 2 hours go by without any issue. So it would be Borax's shift. Nevis, if you want to go back to sleep. Xanil, are you staying up through this still?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so I go over to Borax and I'll shake him a little bit, wake him up, and just tell him that it's overcast. So, just be on the lookout for rain, apparently.
All right. Not sure I can do much about that, but will do.
All right. Xanalor and Borax, guys, go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Ooh, 5 plus 2, 7.
18.
18. All right. Xanalor, you notice that everything kind of falls quiet, even the bugs. There is no sounds except for the occasional breeze in the trees. And then you hear a couple in quick succession. It sounds like somebody tearing parchment. And then nothing happens for a little bit. And then you hear some rustling coming out
that's
of
one of the horses or one of the donkeys.
You hear some rustling coming out of the bushes, and then I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do this. Okay. What is there like a saving throw associated with your trap at all, Borax? Does it say on there?
Let me double check. Hunter trap. It is 13 dexterity.
Okay. So you hear the trap spring, and you both hear this, and then you hear, and then you guys see as 3 what looks like they're small creatures. They're not very tall, and they're bipedal kidney bean shaped bodies, where one end is basically all mouth. It has like this open mouth with rows and rows of teeth, and they come. 3 of them come running out of the bushes, and they see you guys, and they start to come towards the campfire.
So my trap failed?
No, your trap captured one of them.
Okay, so that one takes 2 piercing damage then, and is limited by 3 feet until it succeeds a 13 strength check to break free.
Okay, you said 2 piercing damage?
Yep.
And then
And
it's limited
to 3 feet movement, so
3 feet.
Yeah, so it's limited by the length of chain, typically 3 feet long, is exactly what it says.
Oh, okay. And then it's an action to try to get out of it?
Yep, it's a DC 13 strength.
Okay. All right. So guys, let's go ahead and so what do you and Xanalor do?
How big are these?
They are probably about knee high.
Fox in the hen hole. Fox in the hen hole.
All right, Nevis and Stock, you guys hear Borax screaming something about foxes and hens, and you wake up and you guys kind of look around and you hear that weird like, and you see these like murder kidney beans coming at you. Borax, Stock, and Nevis, as they get closer, you guys realize they have that same like terrible odor that hound type thing had at the farm. Let's go ahead, guys, and roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
I give up.
I'm going last.
20 to 21.
Dirty 20.
All right. 15 to 20. Okay. 10 to 15. 5 to 10.
I had 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was muted.
6.
Okay. Xanalor, what do you have?
3.
Nice. Okay. Okay. All right. Nevis, you are up first. You can't see them really well. You don't have like disadvantage or anything like that, but the thing that like you see them, they're these small, like I said, kidney bean shaped creatures that run on 2 legs. They have like tiny little like vestigial arm looking things, and the front end of this thing is just an open row of teeth with like some beady eyes off to the side, and it's like poorly lit by the flickering flames of your guys' campfire as it's moving towards you.
Do they look like they could be undead?
That's a good question.
Sort of like with the beast at the Mencalf Farms, it looks like it's still living its first life, but wherever it lives that life is certainly not here.
All right. Let me see what I can. All right, how close are they in the clearing? Is that how I can see them because they're getting that close, or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
see this one that's like just barely off to the side there. That one is not advancing towards you. It appears to be stuck somehow. You're not sure how at this moment.
All right. So then this one here in the center of the group of 3,
Mhm.
I want to try and cast Sacred Flame at.
Okay.
So it's a Dex with a DC of 14.
All right. I rolled a natural 14.
Bummer.
I feel so bad. I keep doing that. All right. These little beasties. Sorry.
I want to move a little bit though.
Okay, go ahead.
Up with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Towards the advancing area.
Yeah. All right. The little kidney beans run. Yep. They run up. They're pretty quick. They're a little quicker than you think you might be able to move yourself. I'm going to make a strength check for the one that's caught in the trap. That's going to be a 15.
He is free.
All right. That's his action. So he's going to go. All right. He's going to move there. There. Let's see. Okay. One of them is going to make an attack on Nevis, one on Stock, and one on Borax. The one against Nevis has advantage, but it rolls pretty low. That's not going to hit with a 9. Let's see, against Stock, that is a 17.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to take 2 piercing damage, and as this thing's teeth kind of like bite you, it finds a sort of a gap in the armor, and you actually feel its little teeth latch into your skin, and it doesn't let go. Okay, and then the other one is going to make an attack on Borax. That's going to be an 8.
That will miss.
That will miss. All right. That brings us to Borax. Stock, you're on deck.
And Borax will take his action to turn into a wolf.
Okay.
And then I'll just snarl at him with my bonus action.
Okay. Stock, you're up. Xanalor, you're on deck.
All right. That being said, I'm going to move right there.
Okay.
And I'm going to smack the one that tried biting me.
Okay. It's attached to you, so it moves with you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go after it.
Okay.
Great sword, that's 18 plus 6, so 24.
That will hit.
That is a total of 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And because why not, I want to use my action surge.
Okay.
And do it again.
All right.
That is an 11 to hit.
11 will miss. It's the kinetic energy of it flopping around while attached to you. You wind up missing it on the backswing. So Xanalor, that brings us to you.
Okay. I am going to run up here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay.
And then cast Arms of Hadar.
Okay.
So all the creatures within 10 feet of me have to make a strength saving throw. Or they'll take some damage, and they can't take reactions until their next turn.
Okay. As you go through, though, this one actually bites and attaches to you.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Would Nevis get opportunity attacks on those two, the one I dragged? And
you could get an opportunity attack on one of them, so you get one reaction. Nevis, you can choose to have your opportunity attack have been at the wretched, or not the. You can have it be at the monster that was attacked to Stock, or the one that attached itself to Xanalor and went away. Or you can choose to wait.
I would like to use Blessing of the Forge. Oh wait, no, you said I couldn't do that because it was only a reaction. All right, I'll just try to melee the one that just left me.
Okay.
The one, I guess.
Yeah.
That is a natural 20.
All right. Xanalor, you take 6 piercing damage, by the way.
Okay.
And it is maximum 6, so it's plus 12, so that's 15 bludgeoning damage to the one on the Xanalor.
Wow, nice. Okay. All right, so Xanalor, you're doing the Arms of Hadar, right?
Yes.
All right.
So, creepy tendrils erupt from the ground and grab at things.
Does it grab at everything?
Everything within 10 feet.
Okay. 10 feet of you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. And that is strength saving throw?
Correct.
All right. They're not very good at them.
I was hoping not because they were small.
They both fail.
Cool. So they are going to take 2 + 4, 6 necrotic damage.
All right.
And they can't take reactions for their turn.
You feel the one that was attached to your leg, you feel the jaws fall out of you as it falls limply to the ground.
Cool.
All right. Nevis, you are up.
All right. So the one that is nearest to me, I would like to attempt to cast Inflict Wound, I believe it's called.
Inflict wounds, yeah. All right.
So a melee attack.
Okay.
Or a ranged attack, I guess I should say.
It's a melee spell attack.
Yeah. Does a 14 hit?
14 just barely misses, actually.
Oh, shit. Okay. I'm done again.
All right. That brings us up to these guys. Stock, you're going to take 5 necrotic damage.
Okie dokie.
Okay. And then Nevis, the one that you tried to do inflict wounds on, is going to attack you. That is a nat 20. So that's going to hit. And it's going to do 17 necrotic damage to you.
Wow.
And it is attached to you.
That is almost all of it there, guys.
So that was a big hit, yeah.
Yeah, that was the highest I've rolled for damage on them yet. And then Borax, that one misses you again, man. Which brings us to Borax.
I'm going to lunge and bite at him.
Okay.
In my wolf form. That is a 12 + 4, or 16 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, and then that does 2d4 + 2 damage. So
hit him with that
that's
negative
3 + 4 is 4 + 2, 6 damage.
Okay. Does the wolf multi-attack or anything like that? Or does anything happen when it hits?
Oh yeah, he has to succeed a saving throw of 11 or be knocked prone.
Okay. He does succeed. Okay. That brings us to Stock. Xanalor, you're already on deck.
Alrighty. Okay. I'm going after the one latched to me with my sword again.
Okay.
That is 23.
Hits.
Alright. That is 8 slashing damage.
Dead.
Yay.
Alright. Any movement you want to do?
Nope. I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at.
Alright, Xanalor.
I am Eldritch Blasting the one right here.
Okay.
And that is a 19 + 7 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And 4 + 5 force damage. 9 force damage.
Did you take the that one Eldritch Invocation?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Agonizing
Nevis.
Blast.
Yes. Nevis, you are up.
All right. Rather than attack this time, I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
So it's a D8 + 4, so I get 6 hit points back.
Okay. You feel you still feel the teeth in your leg, but that's like the ripping sensation that you felt has dulled. All right. Next up are the monsters. So Nevis has one attached to him. Nevis, you take 10 necrotic damage.
I'm down.
Shit. Borax, the one that's by you, is going to make an attack at your wolfiness. That's going to be an 11 to hit.
13.
Damn. All right.
When Nevis went down, did the thing detach, or is it still on him?
It has not detached yet.
Okay.
Okay. Borax, you're up. Stock, you're on deck.
All right. I am going to bite at it again with my wolfiness.
Okay.
And that is 22.
That will hit.
And then that lovely 2d4 damage. That's a 1 and a 3, so 6 damage again.
Okay, and then a strength saving throw.
Yep.
Cocked.
It's an 11.
I rolled a natural 15 on that one.
Okay.
All right, Stock, you're up.
Alrighty. I'm going to switch to the glaive and go after the one over by Nevis.
Okay.
That is 13.
13 will miss.
Damn it.
All right, Xanalor, you're up again.
I am going to. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this one again.
Okay.
Oops, I missed. 11 to hit.
11 will miss.
Okay.
Okay. Nevis, go ahead and make a death saving throw for me.
$16.
16. All right, that is a success. At the beginning of the monster's turns, you still take the necrotic damage, Nevis, from it being attached to you before it can unattach, just from the nature of its mouth. So you do suffer 2 failed death saving throws.
Ooh.
And it runs over to Borax. And the one that's been attacking you, Borax, makes an attack against you. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
That will.
All right, so you're going to take 5 piercing damage, and it's attached to you.
Okay.
And now it's your turn.
I will bite at it.
Okay.
And that is an 8 plus, what was this, 4, I think? Yeah, so 12.
12 to hit?
Yep.
That misses.
Okay.
All right. Stock, you're up.
Alright, for the sake of it, I'm moving over towards Nevis.
Okay.
I figure I'll take that opportunity attack, and I want to try and stabilize him.
All right. Go ahead and make a medicine check. Oh, wait. Okay. Does a 19 hit you?
Yep.
All right. So this one attaches to you as you run past. Again, that's for 5 piercing damage. What was your medicine check?
Only a 7.
7. Okay. All right.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to use my second wind.
Okay. Xanalor, you're up.
Okay, I am going to head over here.
Okay.
And then I am going to put my hands on Nevis and cast Spare the Dying.
Oh, nice. All right.
As I do that, like a smoky plasma kind of comes out of my hands and flows into his nose.
Ooh, gross. But Nevis, you are now stabilized and no longer dying.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yes. So that means that brings us to the monsters, since Nevis is unconscious but not dying.
Hey, question.
Yeah.
How did this one get an opportunity attack on me? I would still be in melee range.
You.
It would have had to have been that one.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's my bad. So you can take that damage back.
Yay! I get 5 back.
Yes. Borax, you take I think this is going to be 11 necrotic damage.
All right, that completely takes me out of wolf form,
Okay.
and then that takes away 5 of my actual health.
Okay. Let's see. And we will say that it is no longer attached to you. Like it was attached to the wolf, but then once you like changed shapes, like it fell off.
Right. Cool.
Okay. This one is going to make an attack at Stock. Oh, that was a natural 20. I only rolled a 1 though, so that's 3 piercing damage, and it's attached to you now.
All right, sounds good.
Borax, you are up.
All right. Now that I'm out of wolf form, I'm gonna become smacking him in the face, grabbing my quarterstaff with 2 hands, and just like swinging for the fences.
Okay.
That is a 13 plus 1, a 14.
14. 14 just barely misses.
God damn it.
All right, Stock, you're up.
And let's go clobbering the one attached to me.
Okay.
That is a total of 20.
Total of what? Sorry?
20.
Oh, that'll hit.
So that is 14 slashing damage.
Nice. All right. Knock that one right off you. Would you like to move it all?
No, I'm gonna stay as a wall
Buffer.
here, essentially. Yeah.
I got you. All right, Xanalor, you're up.
Eldritch Blast, last dude.
All right.
How about a natural 20?
That naturally hits.
I rolled the wrong dice for damage. How about an 8 plus 5?
Nice. All right. Explain what that looks like.
This like white lightning hits this kidney bean, and it kind of lights up where it loses its color.
Okay.
As it just shatters.
Nice. That bean is refried.
Woohoo!
All right. So with that, with the creatures vanquished, you hear the sounds of the woods come back. They like the insects begin chirruping again. You hear owls hooting once again, and the donkeys are pretty freaked out. But Clive knows you said stay, even though there was a wolf, so he's there. You guys
It's
see,
okay. I explained in speaking to him that it's okay. I was the wolf. He had nothing to fear.
You make no sense, man.
Now he's gonna think every wolf is friendly.
Right.
Clive just died.
Are you Borax?
Oh, no.
You guys see Nevis. He's got like his leg is kind of bleeding from where the kidney being attached to him. It doesn't appear to be like it's just a little bit of blood. Like most of it is starting to dry by now. He doesn't appear to be in distress at this point. He really just kind of looks like he's sleeping. So, yeah.
I'm gonna go do some cure wounds on him.
Oh, okay.
If that works. And that would be for 6 HP.
Okay. Nevis, you feel the fogginess of being unconscious kind of fade away, and your senses start to come back to you, and you hear that the normal sounds of night have come back, and you kind of pick your head up and look around, and you see all the kidney beans are well, all but one of the kidney beans are on the ground, and the other one is in pieces all over the place.
Welcome to the near-death group, buddy.
So, Xanalor, are you planning on continuing to stay up the rest of the night?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Everyone else, do you go back to sleep? You're gonna get kind of a late start tomorrow, so that you can get a full night's rest.
I'm gonna go try to reset my trap if it's salvageable, and then
Okay.
go to bed.
It has some of the skin from the kidney bean are stuck in the teeth. I'm imagining it's just a bear trap.
Yeah.
But it does seem to be salvageable. Some of the teeth are a little bit bent from where it like wrenched itself out of there, but it's still definitely will catch something.
Yeah, I'll just reset it then for some peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
gonna investigate kidney beans and stay up for watch and all that jazz.
Yeah. So you look at these kidney beans, and again, they're pretty small, and I think their bodies are maybe like 2 feet in length or height, depending on how it's carrying itself. It's got little vestigial arms that are really nothing more than nubs, and it's got small legs that, while being small, still like in like the shank are pretty muscular, which seems like to be how it moves so quickly.
So it's kind of like a kiwi bird.
Kinda, yeah. Its mouth doesn't appear to be closable. It seems like it's always open. And partially because of that, it seems to be just filled with all manner of infectious disease type stuff, which is why it seems to do like extra damage by being attached to you. And it has like many rows of tiny teeth. It smells horrible. It just, I cannot emphasize enough how badly these things smell.
Oh, jeez. I'm actually going to be up and pop off.
Yeah, I think we might actually be calling it there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next weekend.
All right, sounds
See
good.
ya.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Xanalor, you will have 1 point of